Okay. Well, this is different. I was debating whether to stream or not today because this is gonna be scary to fly. I'm a bit intimidated because I know that this is supposed to be borderline like study level Grand Caravan. I know the developers of this made a lot of changes. It's not just the instruments that are different, but all the characteristics of how the Grand Caravan flies, I think, were changed as well. So we'll see how this goes today. I'm a little nervous about embarrassing myself. What's up, Hayden? Cameron Fry. How's it going? I also have pulled up the manual for this thing. Oh man, I'm getting this. Come on. Someday they'll fix the bug with Flight Sim where when I tab to a different application, it seems to freeze all the time. I don't know why that's happening. Hey Gabe, what's up? Merlin, what's up? Yep. Oh, I got the manual out. Don't worry. Right here. I was going to watch for those same reasons. Yeah. Yeah, I did. I played around with it a little bit yesterday. I wasn't able to put too much time into it, but I did play it. I did play a bit. I just, maybe for like an hour, I poked around. I started it up. I think probably one of the biggest challenges for me is going to be navigating because I'm not sure that you can even use GPS for the navigation. We'll see. There's this like RNAV instrument down here. So there's this whole like this KNS 80 nav system, which I've never seen before. This lets you put in things like radials and leg distances based on radio-based nav aids. So I'm not sure. I'm expecting most of the GPS stuff to not work correctly or well at all, so we'll see how it goes. So I do have the GTN 750 installed, the PMS 50 one. I guess there is an alternative. There's another GTN 750 that's a developer made that I haven't used yet. The GTN XI, I guess, 750. I haven't used that one. I have a license for the GTN 750, so I've used that one before. I'm sure they're pretty similar. Avionics, so yeah, this is what I need to figure out, I think, before anything, is just what to expect as far as the avionics go and the autopilot goes, what I'll be able to use or not. So I think there's going to be some limitations. I saw somewhere in here it said something about using the heading bug to manually fly from leg to leg on a GPS flight plan. I'm not sure if I have to do that with the 750 or not. But yeah, you can choose between, it's pretty cool. These knobs over here on the right, these two knobs let you choose the avionics. So on the left one here, you can choose, what your primary GPS is basically. So you have a 430, a 430 and 530. Oh, actually, sorry, that's just the top one. So this is just changing to a 530 or then the GTN 750. And then the bottom one, you can choose between, is it just nothing or a 430? Oh, this is just a for your nav2 and your com2 radio, or you can have a 430 in place of that. I actually might, I don't know if I'm going to use, I'm curious if the 430 and the GTN 750 sync, so I don't know the answer to that either. So if you have the 430 on and you program in a flight plan, I'll have to see if that gets synced with the GTN's flight plan as well. Sometimes they just work independently of each other. It'll probably tell me that here too. I don't want to try. I don't want to read too much of the manual because it can get boring, but I also want to minimize my embarrassment. So Yeah, so this is just a comm nav receiver, so you can choose that instead of the 430 on the bottom side. And then here, oh, this is just an ADF. Oh, and there's a separate, I guess there's a separate DME display. Oh, that's right here, I guess. Oh, no, not that. This is an annunciation panel that has our autopilot modes and stuff. Yeah, this is going to take me some getting used to. And also, the weather looks pretty bad where we are here in Illinois. I'm at 2 India Lima Niner is the airport code, 2IL9. Having the title of this stream is where I'm starting today. But, yeah, where is that DME panel that it just showed there? It's not this. Wait, is it this right here? Oh, it's this guy right here. Okay. So we can choose between nav 1, nav 2. And I watched a quick video about some of this stuff from the Black Square guys that they made. I think it's on the Just Flight channel on YouTube, but they were demonstrating some of this stuff. What's cool about this is you can use this hold mode, which will basically keep it tuned into that nav aid that you're using. Yeah, selecting hold mode will hold the current DME frequency on the unit, so you can change the nav frequency on the radio. So it almost acts like a third, you know, it just holds on that frequency independent of whatever nav 1 and nav 2 are tuned into. So it's kind of neat. So if you're using it for monitoring or something while you're using nav 1 for your primary nav aid for the approach or something like that, and you have to monitor DME on a VOR nearby or something like that, you could tune into it with nav 1, put it into hold mode, and then change nav 1 to something else. And this will still be on the original frequency that you were monitoring. Then we got the autopilot, simple autopilot. So we're familiar with this one because this is in a bunch of this is at least in the 172 that has the 530 and the 430 in it. We've had this cap 140 in that for a while. So yeah, we have just heading, nav, approach mode, reverse course, altitude hold mode, and then you can hit altitude a second time to access vertical speed mode for up and down here and use the up and down buttons. And then this has a separate barometric pressure setting, so we have to make sure that this is in sync with our altimeter's barometric pressure setting. Otherwise, they'll think they're, you know, this will think it's at a different altitude. It'll hold us at, say, 8,500 according to its altimeter setting, which is independent of our primary altimeter. And then there's this cool weather radar, which is cool. We've been looking at the one from the NXI lately, so this one's a cool, just different one. It has vertical and horizontal modes. I checked it out for a few. And then actually, if you change these, it'll probably show it here. Oh, maybe not. If you change this knob in the top right to nav or log, it has some information about the plane, like its engine condition and stuff like that. Because if you fly this thing incorrectly, it'll actually degrade, like the engine condition will go down and it'll cause errors. So this is it's intimidating for sure. We have our transponder. This is just standard stuff. We've seen that one before. Circuit breakers. Apparently all the circuit breakers are functional on this thing, which is crazy. I've never had to pop a circuit breaker in the sim ever because pretty much nothing has functional circuit breakers outside of the Kodiak that I've flown. So this is just neat if you do get any of those failures and you need to troubleshoot by popping circuit breakers. Yeah, I hope to never have to touch those. Multifunction volt amp meter. I saw this as well. You can choose, you know, what you want to monitor as far as volt draw or amp draw from something. So the battery versus the alternator and generator. I think, you know, when you first start the plane up, you have it on battery. And then, you know, once you get the generator and the alternator going, you switch it over to monitor your power draw once it's all started up. Remote compass synchroscope. And I saw this too. So there's this free or slave mode. And this, I think, syncs. This is like, this is driven by the compass in the plane. So this will rotate automatically like we're kind of used to. And I think you can slave the HSI to this, so it'll always keep your correct magnetic direction at the top. I think that's how that works. We'll see how it goes during the checklist. I think it has you switch it to slave mode in the checklist. Then we got a prop. So there's some anti-ice meters, suction. The oxygen supposedly works as well. It's modeled. Lighting controls, state saving. And then, oh, we got a little cabin temperature. Oh yeah, it'll actually alert you if the cabin temperature is too low or too high right over here in these two lights. And then over here, this little panel right here shows a digital readout of the cabin temperature. And then down here, we have air conditioning that actually works and affects that temperature. So if we want to keep it cozy for ourselves or our passengers, we would use that stuff. Yeah, environmental controls. So yeah, all this stuff works. It's pretty crazy. And then here's the system screen. So this is on the weather radar. If you turn it to a certain spot, one of those settings, either nav or log, it'll show the engine condition. And then you can see the... you can actually get a list of all the failures that are happening, I'm pretty sure, on one of the screens. Yeah, right here. So it's set to random failures at a 1x, like real-time rate, so realistic rate of failures, I guess. Or you can force it to do them faster so you can encounter failures yourself. Random failure screens. Yeah, and it'll show here what failures are happening. I think this looks like hours up to until you reach one of these failures. All right, yeah, there's a ton of stuff here. The KNS 80 computer seems cool. Yeah, I haven't watched too much about it, but I'm pretty sure this is like a advanced way to use a nav aid. You can dial in like a radial and a DME distance, and it'll pretty much make a waypoint based on that it can fly to using the autopilot. All right, what else do we have here? All right, I think I should just go to the startup. Actually, the checklists in here look pretty thorough. I saw them demonstrate the regular checklists within the sim. Yeah, there's a ton of checklists here. This is new territory because I'm used to seeing like a couple checklists, and these look, yeah, extensive as you can see. All right, let me quickly pick our mission. All right, so we're just south of Chicago. On the last stream last week, we flew over downtown Chicago and then landed at this small airport right here, Meadow Creek. So now I'm just gonna make my way to the east. I don't know, why do we only have two here? All right, let's check this one out. Is it paid? Yeah, I linked it in the video description. So I think it was like, was it $30? I think it was 30 bucks. But yeah, it's on Just Flight. And then there was a couple days ago, there was a update, another beta update. You guys may have noticed if you're on the beta that you had an update. So it looks like just a few bugs were fixed, tools compatibility, a couple crashes. And then I guess they changed the drone camera speed back to 30. I think in the 2 updates ago, they changed the drone camera speed to 200. Now they changed it to 30. So maybe maybe people didn't like that or something. Taxi point and taxiway data are available through the NavData API. I saw another product by Black Square. So Black Square is the development team that makes this analog Caravan. They also have a new taxiway thing. It seemed expensive. I think it was like $40 or $50, but it replaces all of the taxi signage in a certain region. So you can buy one for Europe or one for the US. But it seemed expensive, but maybe that's what this unlocked. HDR and then some Xbox things. Boat slider, leisure boat slider. Anyway, so I guess we got a couple bug fixes in the beta. We only have, 9 days until the beta comes out for everybody. So Sim Update 10 will be public, or I mean, it's public now in beta, but it'll be on the retail version in 9 days. And let me just look at the V speeds really quickly. Rate of climb, almost 1,000 feet a minute. Maximum cruising speed, 185. Economy, 156. Takeoff distance, 2,100 feet. So this is similar to the regular Grand Caravan. I don't think they made a ton of modifications here. Takeoff ground roll, 1,365. Landing distance and ground roll, 18 and 1,000. And then our V speeds, rotation 65. Of course, that's going to matter our weight, but 65. And then our dry or dirty stalling speed with all flaps down 50. Best angle of climb. Our VX is 72 and VY is 104. All right, so 65 for rotate, 105-ish for our VY. And then I know in this one, unlike the stock 208, if you know, because it's modeling all the engine issues, it's going to actually cause failures if you run this thing too hard. If the torque is over the red line, like it's going to start causing engine damage. So I have to keep my eye on these, which I'm not used to doing because the 208, the stock 208 is very forgiving. So this is something that, yeah, it's an added realism that I'm not used to. So see how it goes. Williams says you can move a VOR to any location you want with distance direction. Oh yeah. I think the way they described it was like making a virtual waypoint. So yeah, you can dial in like a distance and a radial from that nav aid, like a VOR or a DME or sorry, an NDB or something like that, and it'll put like a virtual waypoint there. And then yeah, you can use, there's a little switch here that lets you switch your source from nav1 to RNav. So you just switch it over to RNav here to use this computer, use this KNS80 RNav system, which is totally foreign to me, but it's cool. It's something new to learn. All right, I'm gonna see how evaluation mode goes on this.
Inspection.
Hopefully this will work.
Complete. Passenger cabin doors unlocked.
That's why I really love evaluation mode for, oh, is it? So I'm not sure if I can actually latch it. Can open the window. I'm not sure that the doors, yeah, I don't think the doors are actually
latched.
Usable. I don't think you can
brake.
open them. Yes. Oh, I was not set. That's weird. That's off. That's on. Okay, so it looks like maybe it doesn't auto advance.
Control lock.
Control lock. I don't think there is a control lock. It would be right over the yoke, right? So
Removed. Seats and seatbelts. Secure. Switches.
Switches are all off.
Off. Ignition switch. Norm. Circuit breakers.
Those look all in to me. I think you're supposed to actually mouse over them to like verify your check-in, like you're running your finger across them. See if that actually auto advances it. No, it doesn't. Yeah, so auto advancing doesn't work, but it does at least move the it does at least move from one to the other. Autocomplete. Actually, autocomplete will go through and do everything automatically, but there's this evaluation mode down here that I'm using. With evaluation mode, it'll stop at each step and it'll verbalize it. And then how it's supposed to work is as soon as I do the step, it'll automatically move to the next one once the conditions are like acceptable or correct. But it doesn't do the auto advance. So right now it should have auto advanced to the next one for me, but for some reason I have to manually tick them.
Oxygen
pressure. Here's our oxygen. Oxygen pressure, 15 to 18. Yep. It's a little, yeah, it's about 1850 it looks like.
1,550 to 1850 psi. Ventilation and AC.
Yep, all off. And there's so many checklists, so this is great. But yeah, Tom, I do usually use the autocomplete when I'm not trying to learn it or review it. Autocomplete is great. I use it all the time. I'm actually not sure if it'll work in this either, just because of how it's pausing on even after I do the step. It's like it should auto advance right now, but or maybe they'll fix it. I'm sure it was a limitation. They probably couldn't implement it fully yet.
FLT push. Emergency power lever.
Oh yeah, and the emergency power lever is actually functional in this too. It seems like, I mean, in the regular Grand Caravan, you can't even move this, so new
Normal.
capabilities here.
Power lever.
All right, let me make sure my throttle, quadrant, everything's working correctly. It looks like it is. And nice. Yeah, for the power condition lever, it does snap into each spot. So on the Kodiak, it's a little weird, but on the 208, it does snap into just the 3 positions. The Kodiak's is a bit more variable. Like it doesn't snap. It's just like a linear progression with the with my hardware. So I like it better this way where it just snaps into a position. So that's nice. Whoops, I hit autocomplete. I missed some of these. So prop lever full forward, fuel condition cut off, fuel cutoff pushed in. I think there are 2 different cutoff switches. Oh, this is cabin heat firewall shut off, pull off. So we have power lever. It's so hard for me to say power lever. It's a Ron Burgundy scenario or situation there. All right, so fuel cutoff is pushed in. That's right. And then the firewall valve is pushed in as well. All right, now we can turn battery on. Actually, let me turn that off. Let me get that on-air mission going first. So I don't know, why do I only have 2 choices here? Probably have let's see this first one. Now I need to figure out for my approach here what we're gonna do. We have a bunch of we're like in clouds right now. The weather doesn't look fantastic, so worst case scenario, we might be in some bad weather over here on the other side of Lake Michigan. So based on our capabilities in this plane, or what I can actually pull off for an approach, I want to make sure I have something here. Let's check this in Sky Vector really quickly. All right, so let's see if there are any instrument approaches here. There are. Okay, there's an ILS available, a few RNAV approaches, and a VOR. So we have a few options for our approach at this airport. This is KAZO, Kalamazoo. Okay, cool. And I'll bring this stuff up in Navigraph here in a minute. All right, so that's probably fine. All right, so let's take that job. So we're transporting, what do we have? 1 passenger? A single passenger to Kalamazoo. I have to move the condition lever on the Kodiak with my mouse. Too jerky with hardware. Yeah, I've accidentally shut off my engines before. I moved it to cutoff position by accident. Trying to get it in the lowest possible low idle setting when I was taxiing. But yeah, I like how it snaps in the Kodiak. All right, so we're going from 2IL9 to KAZO. Oh, we have some cargo as well. Okay, we're taking some cosmetics and 1 soldier. All right, so let's go to sim brief and put that in. All right, new flight 2IL9 to KAZO. And I'm just going to put in the stock 208 in here. I don't know that they've changed any of the characteristics enough for me to need a new aircraft type in SimBrief. I think they just changed some of the flight dynamics, but not the actual engine power and that stuff. So C208. Interesting combo. Yeah. The soldier and his makeup, his or her makeup. Okay, cruise profile. So we have 115 for the climb profile. I think 105 is the VY, so descent profile 800. We just have 2 VORs. All right, this is cool. We could I guess we're gonna go direct to them, but maybe I can play around with the RNAV, that RNAV instrument. That flight computer thing, whatever we call that. What is it? The KN80? So KNS80 nav system. All right, so we're just going. Oh, I see. We're just using the VOR right next to us. Okay, that's pretty. It's pretty much a direct flight, and there's actually not. There aren't any other suggested routes here, so it's a pretty short flight. But that's cool. It'll get me a little familiar with the analog Caravan. Someone still uses OnAir. I prefer OnAir. I've used pretty much everything, but I do like that OnAir is all stored online in the cloud, in the internet clouds. I really like not having to worry about like backing up my files and what if I switch to another flight sim someday. And I could jump into X-Plane 11 with my same career right now if I wanted to, so I like all those things about it. Alright, so this is pretty much direct. I guess we'll tune into these anyway. Can use the VOR on the way out. Just play with the instruments. Play with our VOR navigation a little bit. Alright, generate flight. Let's just figure out the fuel we need. So we currently have 725 pounds. And we need 1076. I'm just going direct to Eon, direct to AZO. Those are just the VORs at each of these airports, but not too exciting for a flight plan. All right, let's top this off, or not top it off. Let's bring it up to 1076 or higher. All right, let's go 1100, validate fuel and payload. Okay. I have to do this first before I get it started to avoid any penalties and stuff. Okay, there we go. Fly now. Start the tracking. That's what I say about FS Economy. Yeah, I did try FS Economy when I first started simming, and I did not like it at all. Oh no, it says that, oh, it doesn't recognize this. Oh no, I don't have a Grand Caravan, that's why. Ah, crap. Okay, hold on. I have to buy a Grand Caravan again because I was on the Kodiak from last time. All right, we have to unload this cargo. Let's do abort flight. Flight aborted. All right, let's go find, I just need to find any plane, aircraft market, any 208 will do, and I'll just transfer it to this current airport. Forgot last time we switched to the Kodiak to fly the Kodiak a bit. Now I'm flying the Caravan again. Let's find 208. The oopsies begin. Yeah, there's so many things to keep track of. Forgot that I had a Kodiak. All right, so let's find one of these to rent. Just get the one that's in the best condition that's rentable. It's like this one right here. All right, rent this. November 1187 Lima. This is what I came for. All right, let's do, there's a little pop-up letting me do the seat configuration. So I'm gonna do full first class so we can do eight passengers. All right, got the Grand Caravan. So we're gonna stop the rent on the Kodiak now. All right, Grand Caravan. Okay, we're good there. So now I just need to bring this to where we're at. So I'm gonna use one of my travel token things, 2IL9er. So I'm bringing it to our current location. All right, there we go. Hey, Aviation, what's up? OnAir lost me over a year ago when they changed everything, but hey, to each their own. I don't know what they changed. I think I've been using OnAir for maybe a year and a half, something like that. Mick Jagger. What's up, Jagger? How's it going, squat? Let's get this cargo and load it off to alleviate the supply chain, baby. Right on. All right, let's fuel this back up. I need 1,000. Let's go 1,100 pounds. Validate fuel. I'm not sure what they changed with OnAir significantly. I know they like redid the dashboard. I remember they did a ton of work to consolidate the aircraft list and make it like sim agnostic, which seems to be working out just fine for me. I haven't had an issue trying to pick a plane that's compatible with the sim I'm using or anything. All right, now we're good. So we're gonna auto set the fuel, the payload. It's got the right model loaded, all that stuff. We got our cosmetics and our one soldier loaded. Start the tracking before I start up the Caravan. The makeup shortages are real. Okay, we got now. Where were we on? Battery switch, I think. All right, battery switch on. Test the annunciators. Okay, they all light up. Look at that blue. It's beautiful. Fire detector warning test. Yep, engine fire, great. Hope to never see that, but in this plane, it could be likely. Flaps up, yeah, they're all the way up, and no smoking and seatbelt on as required because we have a passenger, so. All right, let's do this then.
Beacon light.
All right, turn a beacon on. Avionics switch 1.
Avionics switch 1.
I'm gonna turn off evaluation mode. This is taking longer to do this. Okay, avionics switch 1 is on.
On.
All right, it reads it anyway? Huh. Bus volts, 24 volt. Oil pressure low. Yeah, we're just starting it up. 24 volts minimum on the battery, I would assume. Oh, whoops, here. There we go. Okay, we're at 26. And then it's using our battery right now. I think there's like a limit of using the battery for what, 30 seconds or something? Emergency power annunciation extinguished. Yes. All right, clear prop. Fuel boost on. Aux fuel pump on. Fuel flow is 0. Starter switch to starter. Watch the oil pressure rise. It's in the green. Here's the oil pressure PSI here coming up. Make sure that the NG is stable, greater than 12%. Move fuel condition to low idle. Okay. Fuel flow should be 90 to 140. It's at 100. ITT. Yeah, we wait for it to come back down, right? Now I think we turn the starter switch off. Good. ITT, max 2 seconds, right? So it goes up, then it comes back down and stabilizes. NG greater than 52%. Yep, it's in the green. Starter switch off, already did that. Starter engaged annunciation should be off, yes. Fuel pump is still on, but we're checking these things first. Engine instruments, check. Green, 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 green. All in the green. Reset the generator switch. Oh, move this to reset. Generator load should be positive. Okay, so we're switching from battery to generator. Right, so the battery is now negative. So that's charging. The generator is on. Positive. Battery charge current negative. Just check that. Generator off annunciation. And then fuel boost back to off. So that'll go away as well. Okay, cool. And these are so extensive. Like, I think the Grand Caravan checklist for the default one is like 4 steps or 5 steps or something. This one's like 31 steps. Weather radar off or standby. All right, we can turn it on standby, I guess. Avionics switch 2 can come on, so that's going to give us our 430. So we have our GTN 750 is on. Nav lights as required. All right, we'll just turn those on so I don't forget. Taxi lights. Suction check in the green. Remote compass slaved and aligned. Slaved, yes. And I think this little blue thing right here is telling you whether it's aligned correctly or not to the magnetic compass. So that is aligned. Ventilation and defrost as required. So we can look at our cabin temperature to see if we want how hot it is in here. So over and under a certain temperature, the blue or red light will go on to let you know it's too cold or too hot. And then over here, there's actually this little cabin temperature instrument here, this little device, so we can see 76. That feels good. If it was too hot or too cold, we could turn the ventilation on down here. All right, can you turn the no smoking sign off? Oh yeah, sorry about that. You're getting anxious. There we go. No smoking. So we can do what we want, right? Not true, but sure. We'll turn it off. Hey Kip, I'm flying with OnAir in this moment, even though it's like my 5th job. I can't figure out the cargo passenger load system. So wait, you mean you aren't able to load the cargo? Once you go to your plane here and you've accepted a job, I pretty much do everything from up here. There's this little tiny button next to shortcuts at the top center up here. The first button is my aircraft. So that'll give you a list of all the planes that you own or you're leasing or renting. I pretty much always start right there because what you can do is hit this little tiny blue button. You can probably hardly see it. But right in this section near the what's now orange, there's a little target symbol. That one is a shortcut to find jobs for your specific plane at the airport you're currently at. So start there and find a job. And then once you take a job, there's like a take button that'll be on the left. Then you go back to your aircraft list, that little shortcut at the top. Then hit the plane button. Oh, the cargo's not loading. When you hit the plane button, it does have, I've already accepted it, but it has like an automatic set button. There's a few check boxes up in this area to check when you tick the boxes on the left to load the cargo. It's pretty advanced just because you're able to offload and you're able to like pick up and offload cargo wherever you want, whenever you want. So like you could pick up some passengers, bring them to an airport that's not their destination, put them there, then go get more passengers from another airport and put them at that same airport, and then rent a different plane and then pick all of them up and take them to the final airport. Like it's so flexible. You could kind of do whatever you want with the cargo and the passengers as to like where you load them on and off. So anyway, yeah, make sure you check the little boxes. When I do the second flight, if you're still around, you can watch me do it. But it is a little confusing at first. Like, you know, NeoFly, I think can be a little confusing sometimes too. Maybe it's a little easier there. I don't know. But in both of them, like the UI is more like a spreadsheet looking thing. Lots of tables everywhere. So it can be challenging to get started with. Stock is basically flip a knob and give it gas. Yeah, which is why, and that's what I'm used to flying is the easy to fly planes. So I'm probably going to have some disasters happen in this thing just because I'm not used to something that's more realistic. We'll see how it goes. All right, no departure and arrival airport. So let's put in our flight plan here. I haven't used the GTN 750 for a while, so this will be cool. We have the, actually, I wonder if these are like coupled together. Oh, they are. Yeah. Okay. So when you switch, if I switch the nav source here from VLOC or VLOC 1 to GPS, it'll sync on both of them. That's cool. All right, our flight plan, set our origin. This is where we are right now. What is it? 1IL9er? Let's bring up the VFR map. Just want to make sure it's right. That happens to KIP 2. You can see the plane drop. Yeah, that's right. That's right. With OnAir Company, it doesn't have the ability to affect what is shown here. So in the fuel and weights menu, all of this stuff is still shown as what it was when I loaded into the sim. I think the fuel will actually change. Anyway, you can't rely on what's in here. When you click the start tracking button in OnAir Company, it does load the fuel and load the weight. Because yeah, if you like zoom in and when you hit the button, you look, you know, like somewhere fixed like here, you'll see it get weighed down when you hit that button. So it does affect it, and you can confirm that by looking at your avionics if you have like a fuel indicator on those, or wherever your fuel indicator is. Just don't look at the one that's up here. This one will be wrong. This one will stay the same, but the instruments should reflect it in the actual cockpit. Speaking of which, I don't know, where is my fuel? Is it up here? Yeah, here we go. So these should be accurate to the fuel that I loaded. And then same with the weight. If you have a way to figure out, I don't know how you would figure out the weight for the payload. I don't think there's a way to do that on the avionics, but maybe it was something like an Airbus with like some cool EFB tablet or whatever. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this flight plan. So we're going to IL9 to KAZO. We're going to go to this EON waypoint first. 2IL9. Oops. 2IL9. There we go. Destination is KAZO. Kalamazoo. Okay, and then en route waypoint. We're going to the VOR a little bit south of us first. Echo Oscar November. So they're duplicates. And it's going to be this close one, just 10 miles from us. Definitely not 3,000 miles away. And then it has us going to direct to the Alpha Zulu Oscar. So that's right on the airfield at KAZO. So I don't know why it's having us put that in. Kind of weird. I guess just because, you know, actually I'm not sure if we're on a Victor Airway for this or not, but if we were, then, you know, we would, and we're using VOR for navigation, we would want this second one to switch over to it at the halfway point or wherever the changeover point is, if we can find that on the low on route charts. But I want to see first if the GPS even works with autopilot. I'm actually not sure. All right, so that route looks right. We're just going up here to the northeast. And then, oh yeah, I forgot with the GTN, you can just click on things, which is really nice. I think sometimes, I think in the past we talked about the GTN 750. There are two different ones you can buy. This is the PMS 50 one. And just talking about, like, I'm not as experienced with this as I am with the G1000, but you can just click around the map, like everywhere. Kind of like you can with the new VFR map in the beta. And then you get a waypoint info button down here. And I have like the METAR stuff set up so you can get, yeah, like a text METAR. You can go and look at all the procedures. Like it's very nice, especially, I don't know, I'm a fan of this, even though I haven't been using it often. And just because everything is touchscreen, right? It's just all right here. Just point and click. You're not hunting around for knobs and stuff. So it's really nice. All right. Stop at OnAir settings. Kodiak, it's tempting to add cargo. Yeah, I did that once. Actually, you can do that, Jacob. What you can do is there's a little tick box in OnAir when you are loading. And what it says is to auto set. You can turn auto set on or off. And if you turn it off for the weight and balance for the auto set option, you can do it manually yourself still. And it'll basically be waiting for you to set the correct weight. The total payload weight, the total payload amount. So as soon as you do that, it'll turn green in OnAir Company. So you can just turn off the auto set option and do it manually and still see, you know, the packages and the passengers behind you. All right, engine start. We did all of this. And then these are, looks like these are for emergency stuff. So if you have a hung, a hot start, starter doesn't get to engage, engine clearing. Okay, what is this? Okay. Feather the propeller lever. I actually can't feather it, right? Wonder if I can. There we go. I could do it that way. We don't need to clear the engine, but I was just curious if the feather position worked with my throttle quadrant. All right, check and set flight instruments. Cabin lights off. Cabin lights are off. No smoking sign will stay off. Breaking the law. Dim the cockpit lighting for taxi. We have daylight, we're fine. Inertial separator, I think we need to bring this out for takeoff. Maybe we don't need it for taxi, right? But we need it for takeoff. Parking brake release, brakes test, remote compass aligned. And yeah, this was aligned already. We checked that before. And then there's a whole run up to do. All right, let's check ATC. Okay, no controller here. And there's also no weather here either. There's no ATIS or AWOS, so we will have to check on our windsock if we have one. All right, taxi light on. Thank you for turning the no smoking sign off. No problem. You probably have to set up the feather the same way you did in the Kodiak. Oh yeah, I haven't done it on either. I'll have to look that up. We'll see how consistently I fly this. Oh, Amazon Prime. What's up? I actually don't know where I'm taxiing. I should probably look instead of just driving around randomly. So we need to, yeah, take this road. It's kind of out to here. And then where are we? Okay. And we just have one runway here. So this just goes right out to the runway. I'm sure we can see it where there's a windsock. Some airport, like some of the tiny airports don't even have a windsock, and you're just like, all right, good luck. Can't really stick my finger out the window or anything like that. Oh, you do use the inertial separator on taxi? All right, let's do it. Goes on for taxi to prevent stones and debris. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't think I've used an inertial separator since flying the TBM. I should really bind something to that.
1 Charlie 5 traffic, generic November 501 Mike Sierra, 1 mile south inbound, visual runway tree 6. 2 India Lima 9er, traffic Cessna November 22 Kilo India.
Oh, somebody's
Papa,
inbound?
taking off runway 4 departing straight out.
Oh yeah, this, oh yeah, we do want notch of flaps this. Let me put that down. Is there a windsock? Somebody's waiting over there, so if they load it in immediately. Oh, there we go. There's the windsock. All right. Yes, definitely on the runway to our right. Inertial separator on below 7,000 feet. The prime semi, yeah. They just go back and forth. The dude is trying to deliver a Steam Deck to somebody, but is conveniently getting lost with the Steam Deck in his possession. From what I've read, the separator should be used during taxiing, takeoff, and landing. Yeah, so if you have like a bird strike, I don't know if it can prevent against something that catastrophic, but yeah, make sure that things don't go into the inner stages of the turbine engine, right? Their recklessness is perfectly simulated in this sim. It is a simulator, yeah. We've done a good job. All right, let's turn our transponder on. 1200 altitude reporting. That's not really gonna matter. Unless we're on VATSIM. What's going on with the VFR map? VFR map is not happy. All right, well, we're definitely taking off on whichever runway. I forget the runway numbers, but the runway to our right here. And I noticed that with the camera, oh, all right, let's go on the grass, I guess. I mean, I guess we could just taxi on the runway. I don't think, whoever is down here joining us, I don't think is taking off yet. They're waiting patiently this whole time for me to go through a 80 step checklist. I remember landing on this, how thin this runway is. It's crazy. It looks like a taxiway. This looks like thinner than a taxiway. All right, I'm just gonna go right through you. Is this Gabe? I'm gonna go right through you again. Hello, sir. All right, so I know that I have to keep this. I really have to keep an eye on the temperatures on this, the prop RPM, the torque, and RITT. Just because this is not forgiving like the stock 208. Oh, that's so cool. The lights are on like that. Okay, landing light on, taxi light off. Strobe was on. Inertial separator is on. High idle. Let's synchronize our heading bug. We can't just push it. And this one, I actually have to move it straight forward like this. And then... All right, and this is turn on... Okay, onto slave mode. It's GPS for our navigation. So we'll see if... I think I can fly with autopilot in GPS mode. But we'll take off and figure this out. And then I also I didn't check any charts. Let's we have here. Okay, so SimBrief says to cruise at 7,000. So we'll just set it at that for now. All right, bugged 7,000. And we don't have weather here, so we need to set our... Here's the... Oh, this is our destination airport diagram. Let's look up the... We need the airport elevation to set our instruments, to set our altimeter correctly, but the VFR map is not happy right now. Just to save time, I'm going to hit B on my keyboard to set it automatically. Looks like it's around standard pressure anyway. Normally I would just, I would set the altimeter based on the airport elevation, but to save a second, let's not do that. All right, so our rotation speed, I think is, what was it, 60? Oh, I also didn't do the run up at all. Parking brake is set, flight controls free and correct, standby alternator. Oh, turn the standby alternator on, there we go. Generator load, I'll just 30 to 60 amps on the generator. Yep, we're almost at 60. I should tick these as I do them.
Standby alternator load.
I should let me turn off this assistance option. Like in this case, it's not being very helpful. Oh, I think I have, do I have auto on? I have auto mixture on. Whoops. Sometimes when I'm playing off stream, I have auto mixture on and I have unlimited fuel on, just so I don't have to worry about that stuff if I'm not using OnAir Company or something like that. I definitely enable some of the cheats sometimes. And then piloting, I want to turn off assisted checklist. There we go. I have ATC is on automatic. I'll turn that off too. All right, this should be faster now without it saying saying everything for us. Fuel boost pump normal. Fuel selectors both on. Yes, obviously they're on. Fuel cutoff is in. Trim set for takeoff. This is something that's confused me. I don't know. I could look at the manual real quick. This says TD right here, not TO. Normally there's a little indicator for like takeoff setting for the elevator trim, but on the Grand Caravan it says TD instead. I guess this is where the manual comes in handy. But it'll probably have a similar thing as the checklist in the game. What are normal procedures? Avionics, state saving, normal checklists before takeoff, run up. Yeah, this is gonna be the same. Let me just search for trim. Yeah, it just says trim set for takeoff. And I have tried to move the trim down to this position, so this little piece of metal here, this little indicator basically is lined up with that, and it's been way too nose up. So I think I'm just gonna leave it at its default setting. Pitot heat on. Okay, I gotta switch for that. And off. Oh, this is just all run up, just testing that all these things work. Alright, parking brake release, high idle, done. Storm windows are closed. This is still closed. Takeoff, transponder and altitude mode, we have that on. Landing lights are on, yes. Inertial separator is on. Set for takeoff, see the POH. I won't lie, I use ATC all the time for long flights. When landing, it's nice not having to sit there and manage. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I use the AI a bunch of... I use the ATC, and then sometimes I'll put on auto mixture if I just don't want to deal with it. If I'm flying the 172 or something like that, or the SR22. Okay, so brakes release, ITT 805 max, retractor flaps at 95 knots. Okay, sorry for the wait, guys. All right, high idle, props full forward, inertial separators on. We just want to make sure that we don't get the torque into the red. It's actually almost in the red, and I'm not even near 100%. Oh no, sorry, that's the RPMs. Okay, that came up really easy. Yeah, I'm probably at about 90% on my throttle quadrant on the torque right now. All right, we can put our flaps up. We're at 95, maybe a little faster. Oh, no, we're over 100. There we go. All right, flaps are up. All right, past 1,000 feet. One thing I don't like about this view and stuff is you can't see your turn coordinator. I guess I could just turn this off. I kind of like seeing the yoke, but I can't see my if I'm flying coordinated or not down here. The handle for the yoke is like right, or the yoke The left side of the yoke is like right in the way. And these are pretty hard to read. I mean, I'm playing in windowed mode, so for me it's kind of hard. If I was in full screen, it'd probably be easier to see all the instruments here. The torque and the RPMs. So 1900, it says our max is 1865 on the torque. It looks like I'm about there, at about 1800 or so. Everything's still in the green. All right, we're gonna climb up to 7,000. We're at 2,500 right now. Didn't wreck on the first takeoff. I think that was, the winds looked to be like we had like 15 plus knots coming right at us for that takeoff, so it was very easy. All right, let me see what this autopilot can do. Okay, autopilot is on, but it doesn't have a default mode for some reason. I'd expect to see roll and pitch here, but let's turn it on to heading. And turn our heading over towards our course. And then hit Alt, and then up. Let's go 1,000 feet per minute. I think it said its climb is about 900 feet per minute, I think it said in the manual. And now, if I turn on nav mode, okay, it says nav, right? So it doesn't say GPS. I'm not... Okay, it is turning towards our GPS course, though. All right, we're still climbing. Let's see if it levels off right here. No, it's not. It's like turning around completely. All right, we're gonna go back to heading mode. Yeah, so I don't think you can actually fly with GPS mode in this. I think I need to leave inertial separator on while we're going through clouds too. Yep, landing lights are on. All right, we're still climbing. 4,400 feet. Airspeed is good. Wow, yes. It's beautiful. All right, that was awesome. Gabe's about to break out too. All right, let's check our after takeoff. So max performance climb, we have 1900 on the prop. So yeah, the prop is still full forward. We're climbing up. We're at 5,000 now. So we need 2,000 feet more to get to 7,000. Power level, oh my God, I'm never gonna be able to say that. 1865 on the torque. So yeah, we're not in the red. I'm not at 100% on the torque. I'm a little shy of that. So we can see there's a little takeoff limit line right there. It says TO next to it, so I'm a little shy of that. ITT less than 765, so it's at about 720, it looks like. A little over 700. En route climb on if the outside air temperature is less than 4 degrees Celsius. Where is our outside temperature? Outside air temperature. Cabin temperature is good. It's getting a little cold actually, 66. Where do I find outside air temperature? I think I could find it. There might be an instrument for it somewhere. This is cabin temperature over here. All right, we're passing 6,000 feet now. Just want to make sure we level off at 7,000. And then we're flying towards our route. So let me zoom out and see where we're at. Okay, yeah. So I have to manually manage this through heading mode, it looks like. So we're going to turn towards our route a little bit more, a little sharper angle. I don't think you need it on in clouds. I can turn it off now. We should get a rise in our torque, right? Yep, so I need to pull back on my torque. All right, there we go. Let's keep it out of the red. I'm actually curious what our condition is right now. Okay, 100%, yes. I didn't mess up anything too badly that it went down. This will go down by like a couple percentage points, like here and there, as you do things incorrectly or as you overstress the engine. So if I redline it or something right now, it'll turn the engine condition will go down, and then eventually we could even seize the engine. Yeah, only if there's debris, snow, or icing conditions. Speaking of which, we should turn on our weather radar here. Okay, test. I think I might actually have to wait for the test to finish before I turn it to on. Not sure. Okay, yeah, we just don't have precipitation, it looks like. So do we see anything at all on this? I don't see anything at all. Yeah, I think it's just there's no precipitation. All right, we are at... Wait, we're at 7,500 feet. What's going on here? Apparently altitude hold mode is not quite working. Okay, alert. All right, let's try to VS down. Okay, VS minus 500. Let's try this again. All right, we're at 7,600. We need to be at 7,000. And let's see if we can get some ATC support here.
Chicago approach.
Try to get an IFR, do our IFR clearance as usual to see if we can just get our altitudes assigned to us. Get an approach assigned.
Request flight following.
Cessna November 22 Kilo India Papa Chicago approach. Squawk 1173.
All right, squawk 1173. Let's do that.
Cessna Kilo India Papa radar contact 3 miles southwest of
Oh, it's getting cold. Yep, 59 degrees. The light is still not on over here. I wonder what the threshold is for low cabin temperature. Yeah, we can get the heat going. Actually, is there... It says cool or ventilate. Oh, we have bleed air heat. Is that what I want? Uh-oh, I've never messed with the environment controls. Oh, I think the vents were on. That's why. There, I'll turn the vents. Close the vents. Is that going to help? 58 degrees.
Chicago approach Cessna November 22 Kilo India Papa 2 miles south of 05.
Outside air temperature. I actually forget if I can get that here.
Cessna November 22 Kilo India Papa is cleared to Kalamazoo Airport as filed. Squawk 1173.
Chains, fields, distance, ground speed,
Cessna
track.
November 1187 Lima cleared to Kalamazoo Airport as filed.
Let's see, can we get outside air temperature on this guy?
Cessna 87 Lima.
We can get wind speed and direction.
Radar contact 7,000 feet. Altimeter 29.9er.
Set course to 241.
And following heading 065, proceed on course climb and maintain 15,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 15,000 feet.
Echo Oscar November turning.
All right, so it did hold us
Following
at 7,000 this
heading
time. I'm not sure
065,
why it didn't work
proceed on
the
course
first
climb
time.
and maintain 15,000 feet Cessna 87 Lima.
Cessna 87 Lima contact Chicago Center on 127.8. Good day.
All right, our torque. Okay, there's 1,800 on the torque, and it says 1970 on our prop. So 16, 17, 18, 19. As long as it's not in the red line, I think we're good there. Yeah, 1970. Oops, I'm reading it backwards. Yeah, Chicago Center. All right, let's bring in the AI autopilot. This is distracting me. AI ATC, thank you. Take care of it, co-pilot. So our torque is at 1,800 right now. So these are just our maxes, I think, right? So RPM, whatever RPM we set, we just have a max torque. So if we leave it at 1900 RPM, our torque max is 1865. But if we lower our RPM, then we have a 1970. We have a higher torque limit if we lower the RPMs. All right, 299.5. Set that. And I still don't know the outside air temperature, so I'm not sure how to figure that out. Plane is going to lose all cabin pressure. It does have oxygen. I think they said that the oxygen is modeled up here. I think you just turn it on or off. And what is... I think the ceiling for the Grand Caravan is like 25,000, isn't it? Hotboxing, yeah, 55. Yeah, I haven't used the environmental controls before, so I'm not sure Air conditioning and heat as required. I can't even see the labels on these things. Oh no. So I have ventilate. I mean, there's cool and there's ventilate. You can do bleed air heat. Do I just turn? Oh, there's a temperature right here. So we just turn ventilate on and turn the temperature up. And then, man, I can't see the labels here. So, oh, here we go. AC fans. High, low. And then hot temp is there. So let's see. 54 degrees. And I have to open the vents again, I think, over here. And, whoa, here. I'm definitely feeling overwhelmed with everything that's happening just because I don't know where everything is yet. So I'm just like, ugh. Landing and taxi lights off. We can do that soon. We're almost at 10. Torpedo heat is still on, but I don't know. All right, continue as planned. I don't know if there's an outside air temperature gauge somewhere. Like I know some planes have it. They have their own little outside air temperature gauge, so you can figure that out. But I don't know where that is on this. Oh wait, it's on here. It's on the transponder, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. 8 degrees. All right, pitot heat can be off then. Close the vents and turn on the bleed air heat. Okay. Hope you guys aren't trying to kill me here. All right, bleed air heat on. It's going up. 53. Okay, this is for ExecJet 577. All right, it's going up. Nice. And then I have a temperature setting here. I'll just put it straight up and see where that gets us. All right, we're at 55. We're not freezing our parts off anymore. That's good. Okay, ice protection as required. We're good. I guess I should tick these. Inertial separator's been off for a while. Oxygen is on because we're still climbing. We're passing 10,000 right now. Prop lever between 16 and 19. Power lever set for cruise. I'm just gonna keep it. I'm just gonna keep it out of the red, but keep us going pretty fast. .23 knot crosswind. So I believe they made all the changes in this plane for the analog Caravan are all inside. There's no like actual changes to the model. They just, yeah, obviously changed the entire panel, and then the seating configuration I think got changed too. Yeah, this has like, it just changed the interior a bit too. What is this? Standby flap motor? Oh, we have fans up here too. Vent air open and close. I've had those closed. Alright, we're at 60 degrees inside. My feet are cold. I only have athletic, breathable socks. Hey, me too. Yeah, I don't have any warm socks. Hey, Haza. How's it going? Do you have to switch the HSI switch? Oh yeah, I'm totally off course, right? I haven't been paying attention. Switch HSI to RNAV to use GPS. Yeah, let's try that. RNAV and then nav. Yeah, so nav just points to nav. Let me move our heading. We're just off course because I haven't been paying attention. Red covers, it means you just start flipping them. I'm pretty sure in one of the videos I was watching, somebody had this on GPS mode. So, I mean, here on the CDI button, I can toggle to GPS. But then when I hit nav here, I only get nav, I don't get GPS mode there. Alright, desired track is 187. Wait, this is not right. Okay, we need to be heading up this direction. So my heading is set to almost north, so I'm set to 030 on the heading. GPS is showing this line correctly. It's showing that we're going to be going up to the northeast. So that's right. But then it says our desired track is 187. That's not right. Oh, it's because it's on the wrong leg. That's why. All right. No, it is. Yeah, it's on the wrong leg. This is the leg that we're on right now. Okay, yeah. So we want 065. So I have to go and sync that over here. We want 065 on our course. There's 065. Okay, there we go. Now that's set. Yeah, you're right, Chris. Yep. I'm also not used to, like, yeah, because we're not using GPS to nav, it's not auto advancing our legs or anything like that. I mean, it probably would if I flew to the right waypoint, but I did not. I think there's a way to use GPS mode, so I want to figure that out, because, I mean, having no GPS is, for autopilot, is scary. Like, actually I have to do work here. Let's see, landing lights can come off. This could have come off a while ago. 3 degrees outside air temperature, so I'll put pitot heat back on. And we're at 12.5, 12.6. Still climbing up. Airspeed's 120. Switch back to nav on the autopilot. I saw a nav flag on the CDI before. Nav flag on my CDI. Oh, down here it says GPS. Oh, I think that, is that going to level off here? Oh, that is working now. I think it's, I just didn't set the course here, right? I didn't set the course to our first leg correctly. I think this is working. So it does say nav here, but down here it is set to GPS instead of using our nav radios. ILS 35 to Austin. They're just giving they just gave two aircraft instructions back to back. All right, they gave us the ILS 35 to Austin. Okay, load and activate. Okay. And that's turning already. But I don't know, it just happens to be intercepting our old course. All right, desired track is 062 now.
Chicago Center SkyWest 5652 is passing 13,600 feet, descending 10,000 feet.
All right, let's take a look at this approach. Oh man, we have a ton of weather. All right, good thing we have the ILS. Uh-oh, we got some orange. We got the there's some actual weather coming up here, and nothing is showing here. I mean, we might be too far. It says, oh, there we go. All right. I have to look up the difference between WX and WXA. I'm not sure the difference.
SkyWest 565, 2 contact Chicago Center on 12.
All right, so we have an ILS approach, and there is approach mode on the autopilot, and our HSI does have, you know, a glide slope indicator on the right here. So we should theoretically be able to use the autopilot for the ILS approach. I also realize I haven't brought up anything in Navigraph at all. I'm definitely just super behind everything right now.
Chicago Center United 2088 is at 17,900 feet, descending.
A little scary flying a new plane when there's so many. I don't know. It's just, yeah, I feel like I have to learn so much that I'm just kind of out of it right now. All right, add edit procedures. So we're going to do the ILS. Where is ILS 35? Oh, and it doesn't have the transition they gave us, so interesting.
Freight runners 49er tree, Chicago Center altimeter 29.905. Continue as planned. Freight runners 49er tree contact Chicago Center on
Let's go low en route, and I need to bring up the chart for the 3.5 open charts list.
Chicago Center generic November 53580.
Approach.
6,000 feet, climbing 10,000 feet.
All right, ILS for 3.5, and then let's pin the taxi diagram.
29.905. Continue as planned. 127.55 for freight runners 49er tree.
Flight reminds me of my first time learning IFR, feeling like 10 steps behind. Yeah, it's I'm because I've been using the G1000 for so long now, like pretty much exclusively this last year. It's definitely a bit more disorienting. I'm just like, even though I have a map here and everything, just getting used to different instruments. Yeah, it's definitely challenging. So this is taking a nav point. This is not sure exactly. So we have a reversal here. It looks like it said Austin was the waypoint, which it looks like it's right at. There's just an NDB right here. So we're going there, and I assume we're going outbound and then doing a reversal and then coming back in here for 3.5.
6,000 feet. Exit 9000 Chicago Center altimeter 29.905. Continue as planned.
All right, so then let's see up here on the chart. Yeah, Kalamazoo, AZO. So this is what's shown. We have AZO here. There must be an RNAV waypoint at the same spot or something like that.
Chicago Center on 127.8.
So I don't see Austin here. Oh, it is right there. Okay. Okay, it's the same thing. Okay, so Austin is the RNAV waypoint for the AZO VOR. That's right there. So it's the same thing. All right, so we're starting there. We're flying over the VOR. We're flying over Austin right here. Then we're going to do a reversal to the east. East is the protected side, and then come back inbound on course 354. ILS, our decision altitude 1068. I don't know if we can set any of that in any way. And they don't have us descending just yet. All right, so our final approach course is 354, localizer 110.9, so I should set that up if it's not yet.
Chicago Center Delta 2202.
Oh, it was on standby, okay. So it looks like it did program it in for us, so there it is on standby, and then I should set it as my nav 2, 1109. All right, we're not in range yet. So I assume that this CDI right here is for nav 2, and then our nav 1 will be on our HSI. Okay, so it is following the GPS course correctly.
American 1428 contact Chicago Center on 127.8. Good day.
And missed approach is climb 2600 outbound on the AZO VOR radial 353. Actually, I haven't used the 750 in a while, so let's see if it has the. Oh, it just has a bunch of user waypoints. This is for the reversal.
Southwest 558, you are 70 miles east. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Expect ILS runway.
Yeah, it doesn't have any of the missed approach procedure inside the flight plan like the NXI does. And we're going to run into a bunch of weather up here, though. It's going to be great. Curious if the engine condition is good. Okay, it's still at 100. That's good. So we're just cruising at 15,000. All right, that's us, 87 Lima. Reversal is a procedure turn. Yeah, sometimes it's a procedure turn. Sometimes it's a hold and lieu procedure turn. Yeah, this is... I think this is just a procedure turn.
127.55 for Cessna 87 Lima. Chicago Center, Cessna November 1187 Lima, 15,000 feet.
All right, let's see if they start our descent. 29905. I hate setting the altimeter on these. It feels so non-precise. 2995. I think that's around 2995. I usually just hit B on my keyboard for these. It's nice when you have 33 first officers in the plane with you. Yeah. Help me. Yeah, this, I might need to save this for another day or so. I need to play around with this too. I guess I could, let's see, can I tell it to use nav 2? I guess it doesn't matter, right? So VOR and RNAV modes, yeah, I have to figure out how to use this. Waypoint, frequency, use and display.
Going to 135.9 freight runners for 9er tree.
I don't think we're in range of the VOR yet, but... No, we should be, right? Or the localizer 110.9. I'm just guessing here with this thing. I'll have to read the manual about how to use that RNAV thing down there.
Is at flight level 210, descending 10,000 feet. Freight runners 49er tree, Chicago Center. Continue as planned.
Alright, we're going direct to our initial approach fix here. Turn the radar in stab mode. Yeah, I haven't read how to do all that yet. I know there's a setting down here for it. I have to read all about this thing. This is brand new to me. When you change the pitch attitude, the radar will change the pitch to maintain the horizontal position you've set. Yeah, I don't know how to turn that on. It's fine. I have Nextrat. I know that we're going to be descending through some rain up here or something, so it's not going to be a surprise. Hello, mountain. Yeah, I guess this is where you can change the failure rate. So if you want to like have the engine wear down at a unrealistic rate so you can cause failures, you can like increase that here. I'm glad this is at 100. I thought I would have messed up several things during like takeoff and just something. Like I expected to go down at least 1 or 2%, but I guess maybe I just got lucky. All right, down to 2,800 feet. All right. And I think the, 800 feet per minute, I think is what our SimBrief profile showed. All right, I'll just keep an eye on the airspeed. So we're going to 2,800. Let's check the chart again. Okay, yeah, 2,800 feet. And then we'll just intercept the glide slope there on our way back inbound. Glide slope at 2728. And our minimum's 1068. See if we can... Alright, we'll go to 1,000 feet a minute then. Let me see if I can pick up the ATIS 127.25.
Chicago Center, Porter Tree 905 is at 17,100 feet, descending 10,000 feet.
All right, there we go. Com 2.
Tree 905, Chicago Center, wind calm. Visibility 10 in heavy rain.
Wind calm, heavy rain.
Few clouds at 1,900 feet.
1,900 feet.
900 feet overcast. Temperature 20. Dew point 10. Altimeter 29.997. ILS runway tree 5 begins. Landing and departing runway tree 5.
All right, 3-5. Yep, we're on the ILS for 3-5.
All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have whiskey.
Yes, we have whiskey. Okay, so that's fine. So the ceilings were, I think it's at 1,900 feet. So more than enough. We're going to break out before our minimums for sure, which are 200 AGL. So that gives us a good 1,500 feet or more of being out underneath the clouds, so not worried about not seeing the runway. I should pin that on. Let me overlay that. Oh yeah, there's a shortcut right there to overlay it. There we go.
Contact Chicago Center on 135.9. Good day.
The stab control is on the bottom right to tilt on the tilt to turn on stabilization. Push or pull. Whoops.
135.9. Reporter tree 905.
I don't think I can push or pull this actually. I'm doing the left-right mouse. Bottom right of on the tilt. On the bottom right on the tilt. So yeah, I have to read the manual for this, but I can't actually push this button. It's just I can only twist it. There's no way to push it. So I'm not sure. Okay, this is for vertical stab off, map hold. This is just our brightness knob. It's in on range. And this lets us change our bearing basically. I guess to let us know if we need to request going off course. We can see by how much, I guess, how many degrees we need to go off course by to dodge weather or something like that. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll look at the manual at some point. I mean, it's no big deal. We know we're going to be flying through heavy rain. We know visibility is pretty good. It's going to be okay once we get down under the cloud level at 1900 feet AGL. We're on the ILS. Speed's getting a little fast. Let's see what it says about the inertial separator here. Alright, they're switching us over to approach. Wonder if it has the yeah, inertial separator reduces torque by about 7%. Yes. Wonder if it has procedures on when to use the separator. I know it's obviously when we're on final, when we're taking off, when we're, as we talked about before, when we're taxiing. It says as required, as required, as required. It's actually all it says is as required, and when in severe icing to turn it on. Okay, this said continue as planned, 299er7. Okay, that's updated. Continue to Austin. See how much visibility we have when we're making those turns. We should be in the clouds that during the reversal and on final until we get down to until we're on the glide slope. Actually, maybe we won't. What's the airport elevation? Whoa, we just got a big gust there. I'm pulling our throttle back quite a bit here. Make sure we don't get up. It was approaching 180, so it's almost redlining. All right, we're under 10,000, or yeah, we're under 10,000 feet now. I think I might have to go down even faster. We need to get down to 2,800 feet. Been going 1,000 feet per minute. Yeah, I think... Yeah, we have the banana right there. We'll be good. Forgot we have the little banana arc here, so that's predicting when we'll be down at our 2,800 feet altitude hold, or our selected altitude. All right, so that's fine. Oh, there's Gabe. Now let me bring up our checklists again. Cruise. These are all failure checklists that are in here, which is awesome. Descent. Yeah, pitot heat is still on. It's our outside air temperature now 7. It says if it's less than 4, so I'll turn it off. Ice protection as required. Yeah, we may need ice protection. Yeah, we're going to be going. Oh, it's 10 degrees outside all of a sudden. So when it's shaking like this, I think what just happened is like the weather updated. And so it just went from 6 to 10 degrees in a split second. Then all of a sudden it kind of shook us around a bit. I think there's something with the, I don't know if it's just the beta, but when it updates the live weather, what's going on with the weather, the wind direction and all that, it does it like instantly. And so it just suddenly pushes us around. You know, we might not need ice protection if it's 10 degrees outside, 10 degrees Celsius. Prop 16, yeah, reduce power lever, we did that. Seatbelt secure, oxygen off. Yeah, we can turn that off now. We're below. We're like at 9,000 feet now. 8,500 feet. Or sorry, 7,500. Almost at 7,000 feet. Fuel conditions good. Full forward on the prop. Yes, flaps as required. None yet until we're inbound. Autopilot disconnect. Not doing that yet. All right, we're going into the soup soon. Landing lights are back on. Whoops, a little late. All right, 6,800 feet. About to go in. So we're going to go down here. We're going to cross over this waypoint. Turn to the south, and then we're going to do a reversal on the east side, and then be back inbound for the ILS for 3.5. Localizer's 110.9. I already have that in right here on nav 1 and nav 2. 110.9. And this instrument right here, I have it on nav 2 as well. So this, the needles went out away from the center. So let's see, actually, can we listen in on that? Listen to nav 1. Yep. So we're in range of the localizer now, so we can hear that coming in. We can hear the Morse code. All right, here we go. 6,000 feet. Whiskey sounds so bad to me right now because I went out last night for a birthday, and yeah, I could skip the whiskey today. I didn't have whiskey though, I just had beer. Beer and champagne. But whiskey sounds like a headache right now. Is that icing we're picking up? Yeah, that looks like icing. All right. All right, windshield, prop. What's the outside air temperature now? 12 degrees Celsius. The champagne, yeah, the champagne is the culprit for sure. Always a bad idea. This is such a weird, just this approach is weird. I mean, it's gonna have to start turning like soon. I don't know what the turn anticipation is like in the GTN. Go ahead and clean this up by taking the next rad off. I mean, it seems like it should already be turning at this point. All right, we're at 4,500, 4,400. Comes the rain. And we're gonna have, supposedly the ceilings were at 1900 AGL, so actually I'll check in on that again while we're doing this.
Kalamazoo Airport information X-ray 2300 Zulu. Wind 056 at tree. Visibility 10. Sky condition, ceiling 4,900 feet overcast.
4,900 feet.
19er. Dew point 10. Altimeter 29.997. ILS runway tree 5 in use. Landing and departing runway tree 5. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions.
That's a great idea in the moment. Yeah, exactly. All right, we can see the ground a little bit. So the clouds lifted up higher. I think it was 1,900 feet. They said 4,900 feet, but we're at 3,400 right now. We're not out of them, so.
Ceiling 4,900 feet overcast.
Yeah, ceiling 4,900 feet. That's AGL. We're at 3,000 MSL almost, and we're still not out of it. All right, here comes our right-hand turn. So we're gonna head outbound, do our reversal on the protected side, which is the east side, and then go back inbound for the ILS 35. Pretty much right on the glide slope right now, which is right where we should be. Because when we come back inbound, this is the same waypoint we cross over. So we can see that the glide slope is right in the middle there. Desired track is 174. All right, here's our outbound leg, and we need to stop at 2,800 feet. Looks like it captured it. Altitude hold mode's on. Great, we can give it a little more torque. A little more power. What up, Gabe? Oh, this is looking awesome, though. I mean, this is perfect for an ILS approach. I mean, it looks like we'll be fine. We're not gonna have to worry about not seeing the runway, but okay. What's our outside air temperature? 14. All right, let's turn the anti-ice off again. See how we do. I think it was just icing up a little bit when we we're going through that clouds. Now the rain has stopped. Free air show. Kodiak air show. Alright, here's where we're gonna start our procedure turn. We'll be back inbound on a course of 354. So the localizer is on. Oh man, this looks awesome. And what's the last thing ATC said? Yeah, just continue to Austin as planned. So once we get turned around, they'll probably tell us to switch over to the tower. He's making another pass. All right, we're turning outbound too. Yeah, live weather every time, Jordan. You look through my thumbnails, I created them. Why are they so good? I had a different, I had some older thumbnails. I think I have one video that has the old style, but I spent a little time redoing them. And then, yeah, went back and replaced all the thumbnails like sometime last year, I think. But yeah, I customize them every single time. It's worth it, I think. I don't know. All right, we're doing our reversal. Super exciting right now. Everything looks awesome. The lighting looks fantastic. Let's see here. 110.9 on the localizer. So I already have that in. I have the ATIS on COM 2 in case we need to check that again. We're just waiting for them to clear us or switch us over to the tower. Airport elevation is 874 feet. And then our minimums are 200 above that, so 1068 for our minimums. And we're at 2800 right now. And we're just sticking at 2800, so we're doing the reversal with 2800. So that's our minimum there, or our, I guess, would you call that a mandatory altitude? Yeah, and then we'll grab the glide slope right here as we come back inbound over AZO or Austin. right over that waypoint, we'll capture the glide slope at 27, 28 feet. Take that down to runway 31. It's 31, right? 35. Whoops. So 354 on the final approach course. All right, it's doing the reversal for us. So I guess with GPS, yeah. We have a message. Arrival at waypoint user. Sweet. Once we turn around, I'll switch it to approach mode. I haven't seen the glide slope dot here on this instrument yet, on the HSI, but over here, we did see on the CDI over here, which is on nav 2, we have seen that. I guess I could turn this on, right? I have that was active. That showed some activity, so, but I haven't seen it come in on the HSI yet. All right, let's look at our landing procedure. All right, sorry about that. Okay, yeah, approach mode's not on yet. Approach mode is just to capture the glide slope with the autopilot, so we're about to be done with the reversal, and we're gonna get the glide slope up here. Where is it? Right up here when we cross Austin again. All right, so we're still holding at 2,800 feet. You'll not see the glide slope until you change nav source from FMS to localizer. Oh, right. That's right, because we're on GPS still. Yeah, that's right. That's interesting. It says approach mode right here. Or it's just showing our phase of flight, I guess, is the approach.
Lima, you are 17 miles south of Kalamazoo. Contact Kalamazoo Tower on 118.
I'm also not used to switching over automatically. The NXI is like very... It's definitely spoiled me a lot, so... Yeah, when you finish your reversal on something like this, the NXI would automatically switch over for you. All right, 354 for our last course here.
November 1187 Lima, Kalamazoo Tower. Altimeter 29.907, wind 06 at tree. Cleared ILS runway 35 approach.
All right, square that up.
Cleared ILS runway tree 5
Okay.
approach Cessna 87.
Approach mode is active. Yep, switch over to VLOC. It's on the localizer now. Start slowing down. Prop is full forward. Landing lights are on. Final approach course is 354. Minimums are 1,068. Man, maybe the clouds are lower than we think. All right, so yep, we're on nav. Approach mode's active. ILS, we can see the localizer, yeah, is on nav 1 and nav 2. That's on nav, VLOC, nav, altitude 2800. And autopilot's on GS now. Okay, yep, here it is. So this switch to say, or we can see it right here with the yellow on the right side. So these are both looking right. And we still have to get to the next waypoint before we'll intercept the glide slope. All right, distance to next is 5.3. Wind, it's showing 15 knot tailwind right now. Yeah, we have the inbound course set. Let me double check it. 353. It's so hard to see under there. 334. There's 35. 354. Prop full forward, autopilot will be disconnected, flaps as required. We have a tailwind still, right? 16 knot tailwind. I'm already in flaps range, I just slowed down quite a bit already. All right, 3 miles until we should intercept the glide slope. Oh, we're at Austin now. Wait, 2.8, that's our total distance, okay. I have to change those fields later. Man, we have less visibility than it sounded like we would have. They said that the ceilings were at 4,900 AGL, which is definitely not the case. I mean, unless it clears right in front of us in a moment, but yeah, it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. Yeah, it looks like we're just gonna be in this the whole time. All right, here comes the glide slope. Approach mode is armed. We have GS over here, so that'll change to GS in just a second. Should capture any second. All right, there we go. All right, we captured it. On the glide slope. Alright, there's the lighting. Alright, we can see the approach lighting.
Clear to land runway tree 5 Cessna 87 Lima.
Autopilot will disconnect. Flaps is required. High idle is on. Landing lights are on. Fuel is obviously on. Flaps full for landing. Beta after landing. Brake as required. Power lever idle before 25. Alright, props full forward. I wish there was a preset to like move forward a bit. Oh, inertial separator should be on as well. That'll reduce our torque, so I need to add a little power. Alright, still on the glide slope. We're at 2,300, almost 2,200 feet. Winds 13 knots from behind and pushing us to the left a little. So I need to keep the nose a little right after I disconnect the autopilot. Alright, 2,000 feet. Wish I got weather like this more regularly. Yeah, I mean I usually fly on the West Coast all the time and not the Pacific Northwest. I'm usually flying in California. So yeah, coming to the Midwest has been great. Like if you fly in the Pacific Northwest or the Midwest, you're gonna find a bunch of weather. It's great. All right, it's 1,400 feet. Oh man, we're getting the like we're getting all the new like wind and prop dynamics here. 1,300. Alright, we're almost at minimums. 1,200. Alright, that's minimums right there. Okay, and beta. A little. I'm always a little right. All right, taxi lights on. Inertial separator stays on. That got a lot better as we got closer to the ground. Like it was a little gusty on final, but All right, switch us over to
Going
ground.
to 121.9er Cessna 87
All right,
Lima.
parking brake on, landing lights off. Low idle. Let's look at the rest of the checklist. So switch over to ground, turn off AI auto, AI ATC for now. Taxi to the
Kalamazoo
gates.
ground Cessna November 1187 Lima taxi to the gate.
All right, flaps up, pitot heat is off, ice is off, strobe off, taxi on, landing off.
Cross runway 9er Delta, cross runway 5 Bravo Charlie.
Oh wow, those are great. Let's turn weather radar off, inertial separator on.
Taxiing to gate 4 using taxiway Foxtrot Alpha Delta, cross runway 9er, Delta, cross runway 5
Taxi to
Bravo,
gate
Charlie
4.
Cessna 87 Lima.
I don't know if these, how good these taxi instructions are ever, so. It says taxiway Foxtrot, so that's here. Then Alpha, which is up here, so we need to cross 27, right? Yeah, cross runway 5. 5 is up here. What about 9 and 27? Cross runway 9, yeah, okay. Cross runway 9 right here. Then 5 Bravo, we're just going up here, and then cross runway 5 at Alpha there. And it says Bravo Charlie over here. So we're going over here towards where it says terminal, it looks like. But I think we'll just stop where it says general aviation parking right there. They're awful all the time, I know. All right, let's go. All right, turn right here. It was weird that it assigned us an approach with such a strong tailwind. It gave us the ILS even though the winds were not favorable for runway 34 or 35. And that just happens with Microsoft Flight Sim anyway, so it's, you know, I can't really do anything. I guess I would rather just follow their instructions than, I don't know, it's a more challenging landing, I guess. It wasn't too bad once we got lower, but yeah, it said 15 knots on the GTN. All right, landing lights on. Gabe's right here behind us. I don't know. I don't feel like it happens too often with where they assign a bad runway. I mean, the weather, I think the weather changed a bunch of times. Those like gusts we had when we were descending, they were and the temperature changes we were having. I think there's just something with how the weather, it doesn't like transition from one state of weather to another. It's just like instantly switching it. So remember we had it like go from 4 to like 10 degrees Celsius during the descent instantly. So that's been a little weird. And then it'll like shake us. All of a sudden the wind direction and speed will change instantly too. Yeah, so I feel like, I don't know if that's just been a beta thing. I feel like it has. All right, here's runway 5 and 23. And then it said to take a right up here, I think, but we're just gonna, I think it says general aviation parking is right in front of us. It's taking us to the gates. That's why it's having us go there, but we're obviously not going to the gates. Far from the worst ground instructions. Yeah. Yeah, the taxi instructions can be just ridiculously complex when they don't need to be. I don't see any planes on the ground here. What would happen in real life? You would fly the ILS to break out. Yeah, circle to land. Yeah. I don't think I've ever done a circling approach before. Yeah, that would be really cool. Microsoft Flight Sim does do that sometimes. I have had, I don't know how long ago it was, but they do give you circle to land instructions. In this case, yeah, they should have. I'm not sure why And I don't think I've ever done a circle to land myself. It doesn't tell you like how to circle in any way. It just says circle to land. So I guess in that case, the default would be just to follow the whatever the standard turns are, standard traffic pattern. So assuming left traffic and circle around. But yeah, I have never done one of those, so I would have to learn how to do that. Amongst a million other things. Whew, that was kind of stressful. This flight, I feel like I'm just, yeah, because I've been on the G1000 for so long, I'm just totally out of my element. But you know, the first one's going to be the hardest one, so I don't feel too bad about it. All right, let's do the shutdown checklist. Already did all of these. Oh yeah, we can put the inertial separator off now. All right, set the parking brake. That's done. Avionics off. Standby alternator off. Fuel boost pump off. Heat and AC. Okay, that's off. Idle for 1 minute. It's been a minute. Feather the prop. Condition lever cut off. Need to let the adrenaline come back down a bit. Only circle to land I've seen so far is at Aspen. Oh, you mean if the only approach they had is a circling approach? Yeah, I don't think I've run into many of those either, but Microsoft Flight Sim ATC will tell you like that you're assigned an ILS, but do what Falcon Jet Driver is saying, which is, you know, they'll let you use the instrument approach to get out of the clouds. And then once you're out of the clouds and you can see the runway environment, you're going to circle to land at the favorable runway for the wind. Parallel the runway, fly minimum stated for circle approach, keeping the airport in sight the whole time. So you just pretty much fly it like a standard traffic pattern, right? I guess is the default. And I don't know, like realistically ATC, they can tell you where to circle, right? But I don't think Microsoft Flight Sim does that. It won't tell you to like circle north of the field or circle west or anything like that. I think it'll just say circle to land runway blah, at least for the in-game ATC. But yeah, that for this approach, it would have made a lot more sense for them to have me circle around. So we were on what, 3.5, so we should have circled to land on, what would that be, 1.3? Okay, so we're shut down. Let's go to, okay, this is all good. Landing rate was very smooth, awesome. The last time I had like a hard landing, which was not great for my on-air reputation. All right, I think I want to do one more. My brain is like fried right now, but I think I should do one more. Okay, and then let's see. We got paid. Hey Eli, what's up? Oh, 170, yeah. -2 +2. Gotta pay attention to the circling restrictions on the approach plate. Tell you can't circle in a certain area. All right, so we're in Michigan now, right? We're in Kalamazoo. Let's take a look at what routes we have from here. All right, so this one goes north into Michigan more. Here we go. This one goes to the east. Pretty much just want to keep heading east. This one goes up towards, wait, is this, what's the nearest city up here in Canada? Not quite Toronto. Oh, Toronto's over here to the east. That's right. Yeah, I think I want to do this one right here that just keeps us going to the east. This is passengers, 1 passenger and 51 pounds of cargo. 126 miles. Down here into Green Creek. Okay, this will take us into Ohio, it looks like. Let me look up the, I'm curious about the weather radar thing, how to get that. Let's see. Start at the top here. This manual is so extensive. This is nuts. You could just read this thing for weeks. This is great. Main panel, avionics. Where's the weather radar? Here we go. 6 selectable modes. Okay, that's all it says. Does it even mention? Doesn't say anything about the stable. Is it stabilizer? Yeah, I'm not sure that I can actually turn that off. Or turn that mode on. Color weather radar. Standby mode doesn't energize. I recommend it be placed in standby whenever on the ground. Yes, to not injure people. Failure flag will display. Okay, failure info. Radar will display precipitation and severe turbulence in the spectrum. Yes. Can change the range with the range buttons. VP will give you the horizontal and vertical profile modes. That all worked. And then, yeah, we can use the track buttons to pan the transceiver to the right or to the left and tilt knob to tilt the transceiver up or down. The position of the radar is enunciated by the display in yellow. No effect on underlying simulation. Brightness and gain knobs can be used to control the brightness. Yep. Nav and log modes are not implemented. Yeah, those are used just for like the Grand Caravan info, the engine info and stuff like that. All right, Cameron, perfect timing and landing, off to work. All right, man, thanks for hanging out. Instructions in the Discord to set up the Bravo beta. Oh, nice, thanks. I'll check that out, yeah. Yeah, I have it, the beta mode I have working on the throttle, so I can bring that back into beta mode to get a reverse. So that worked, but yeah, for the prop, I do not have it able to go into that feather detent. All right, cool. Let's go back to OnAir. I lost my mouse cursor. It's weird. Like Flight Sim will basically steal my mouse cursor all the time, and I can't switch. All right, I'm frozen now. Okay, I'm back. All right, kind of. Can I have my mouse, please? Thanks, Flight Sim. All right, I took that one. We're gonna go to the east into Ohio. All right, prepare the flight. Another one where there's a single passenger, adventure groups of 1, I guess, and construction supplies. All right. And we're going from KAZO, so Kalamazoo, to S24, Sierra 24. I don't know what they changed with the mouse behavior in the beta, but yeah, it's switching between apps has not been great. All right, new flight, Kalamazoo to Sierra, what did I say, 24? KAZO, S24. Okay, and it's 126 nautical miles. 208. And let's put in 1 passenger. Freight is basically nothing. 51 pounds. So that'll be 0.02 tons. I'll just put in 0.1. Hey, Kevin, what's up? Hope you're enjoying me struggle with the analog Caravan. This is another... Okay, it's not a direct route this time, so we are going down here to the FBC VOR. So it's putting the AZO VOR in. I wonder why it does this. I guess it's just in case we want to... I guess it's just if we're doing navigation through with VORs. I guess we would want one for an outbound, for our outbound leg here. All right, let's generate the flight. Let's check our fuel requirements. All right, 862 pounds. We're at 865. Perfect. That includes reserve fuel. All right, get that loaded. And I should turn all these lights off. Just want to make sure it doesn't ding me for anything. Batteries off. Oh, the battery was on that whole time. That's not good. My mouse is gone again. Microsoft, please fix it. I play in, I don't know if you guys are experiencing this, but because I play in windowed mode, I think there's something with it stealing my mouse cursor or something. Basically, I can't change apps. Like, it just freezes me for like 30 seconds, a minute, and then I have to do it again or wait for the mouse to come, and then I can switch apps. It's kind of a little wonky right now. I feel like this wasn't a thing before the beta. All right, 51 pounds of cargo and 1 passenger, so we'll start tracking. Pretty much flying this thing empty. All right, that's all set. Flight tracking in progress. Let's get this started again. Let's see if I'm curious if the auto assist stuff works to get everything started or not. I don't think it does work. Assisted checklist on. Okay, reset this, autocomplete. Yeah, nothing got changed, right? I didn't hear a single thing get flicked, so yeah. So for this plane, checklist auto assist is not a thing. All right, pre-flight inspection. All right, that's done. Cabin doors latch, parking brake is set, yes. Switches are off. Ignition switch to, oh, whoops. Ignition switch is on normal. Circuit breakers all in. I'm sure they are. Fuel selectors are both on. I didn't turn them off. Oxygen pressure 15 to 1850. Yep, we have O2 on board. You can actually reset this. But it just says we need at least 1550. So yeah, we're above 1550. We're at like 1800 or so. So we have enough oxygen on board. Ventilation and AC, those are off. Right? Oh, now it's off. There we go. Bleed air heat is off from before I turned that off. Emergency power lever is normal. Power is idle. Prop full forward. All right, done. Fuel condition cut off. Those are both in already, and then batteries can go on. Annunciator test. Fire detector. Flaps are up. Yes. No smoking as required. Let's leave that off. We'll leave seatbelts on for the passengers. Okay, done. All right, engine start. Reset this one. Oops, I left my nav light on, didn't I? Seatbelts on. Beacon is on. All right, avionics switch 1. Prop clear. Fuel boost on. Starter switch on. Whoops, that was the battery. Okay, starter on. NG stabilized greater than 12%. Okay. Introducing fuel. Low idle, 90 to 140. So this will come down. Okay, we can turn the starter off. Fuel boost back to normal. Generator reset. Make sure generator load is positive. Yep, battery's charging. Generator's positive. Fuel boost pump is off. Weather radar off. You can turn it to standby. Actually, let's turn NextRad off here. Oh, that's terrain. Or turn terrain off. There we go. Man, so much spam today. Oh, sorry that Nightbot deleted your message, Chris. Yeah, sorry. I see the smoking emojis. Nav lights as required. Let's turn them on early. A remote compass slaved and aligned. All right, that is still set to slave. It's aligned, yes. Ventilation as required. Not getting any too hot, too cold lights over here, so we're gonna leave those alone. All right, there we go. All right, beacon, yes. Oh, this is external power, so we're good there. So we can go down to taxi. Whew, that's a lot of work. All right. Okay, Kalamazoo ATIS. I'm just gonna hit BETIS at the altimeter, but let's listen to if they're using 3.5 still.
Wind 096 at tree. Visibility 10 in heavy rain. Sky condition, few clouds at 2,600 feet, ceiling
2,600 feet.
overcast. Temperature 21. 2.10. Altimeter
2.1.
29.98. ILS runway tree 5 in use. Landing and departing runway tree 5.
All right, they're still using 3.5 even though the winds are at a 090.
All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact. You have X-ray.
All right, we've moved on from whiskey to X-ray. All right, let's get avionics 2 on. I forgot to turn that on. Okay, there we go. Inertial separator, I'm going to turn on just so I don't forget. All right, so let's program the new flight plan then. Switch over to GPS mode. Flight plan, menu, delete flight plan. So our new flight plan is just to AZO and FBC. All right, so KAZO. Origin is KAZO. Kalamazoo. Come on. Let's try that again. KAZO. And destination is, what is it? Sierra 24? Sandusky, is that right? S24, yep. And then en route we have AZO and FBC. Zulu Oscar. Kalamazoo, VOR. Okay, and then one more. Fox Bravo Charlie, BC. Flag City, VOR. All right, and then it's activating this as our leg going to FBC because I guess just because this is so close. I mean, it's right here, so yeah. So we could use VORs if we wanted to. Hey Abdul, what's up? We are flying in from Michigan to Ohio in the United States. So I've been making my way east the last 4 or 5 streams. This is the 5th stream, I think. All right, so we have the ATIS already. They're using runway 35. Let's see, cruise says it's recommending 9,000 feet, but we'll listen to what ATC gives us.
Clearance delivery Cessna November 1187 Lima IFR to Sierra 24 ready to copy.
Cessna November 1187 Lima is cleared
10,000.
to Sierra 24 airport is filed. Take off runway 35 climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Departure frequency is 121.2 squawk 7737.
All right, 7737. 121.2.
24 airport as filed. Take off runway 35 climb and maintain 10,000 feet.
All right, and runway
Departure
35.
121.2 squawk 7737.
Let's turn our lights on here.
Cessna 87 Lima readback correct. Contact ground on 121.9er. Good day.
All right, 1219er. Yeah, we've had pretty bad weather. Well, we landed in rain, so it's actually great. I think, yeah, having bad weather in the sim, unlike in real life, I think is great for the sim. It just looks so much better. I prefer to have the crappy weather. Let's see, how can I'm trying to get the lights on the all of our engine instruments at the top there. There we go, that one. All right. All All right, over to ground. We can request our taxis. So we're going to 35.
Kalamazoo Ground Cessna November 1187 Lima with X-ray ready to taxi IFR.
Cabin lights off.
Cessna November 1187 Lima taxi 2 and hold short of runway
All right, taxi
35.
light is on. Inertial
Cross
separator is
runway
on.
23 Charlie cross runway 27 Alpha Foxtrot.
Parking brake. Yeah, test the brakes. Okay.
Taxi 2 and hold short runway tree 5 using taxiway.
All right, let's bring the taxiway diagram back up again.
Charlie cross runway 27 Alpha Foxtrot Cessna.
Cross 23, cross 27 for 35. Load the new flight plan. Open our charts and bring up the airport diagram. Oops, taxi. There we go. All right, so we're going to 3-5, which is way down here, even though the winds... The winds are at 090. I mean, we have a runway 9er right here, so... Seems like it'd be nice to use runway 9, or runway 27, I mean, but... Or, sorry, runway 9. Yeah, it would be right here, and the winds would be good, but they want us to go to 3-5 still. All right, parking brake off, taxi lights are on. We're just going the same way we did on the way here. All right, so fuel is loaded by OnAir Company, and we have 1 passenger on board and like 50 pounds of luggage. Oh, Gabe's coming too. Let's go, Gabe. Gabe's just like my permanent wingman right now. Well, it's exciting that 9 days from now, Sim Update 10 is going to be out, so everybody's going to get a chance to use the new NXI and all the new DLSS improvements and all that stuff that it's just been available in the beta. So it'll be cool once the skies will be less empty then too, just because multiplayer traffic is separate between the beta and the retail version. So everybody on beta, they only see people that are on beta right now. All right, so up here we hang a right, cross runway 27. Did I say one way? Cross runway 27. Yeah, there is a slight wind. It's like 4 or 5 knots, like towards for runway 09 over there, but they want us to take 3-5, so. All right, let's bring out the checklist. Parking brake not set. Standby alternator, I already turned that on. Generator switch, trip. Generator switch reset. Probably shouldn't be doing this when I'm moving, but trying to save a little time. Okay, reset. Fuel boost normal. There we go. It was on off before. Fuel selectors are both on. Fuel quantity. There's our fuel right there. It's like 450 pounds on each side, which sounds about right. We've loaded it with, I think, a little over 800, so that checks. Trim set for takeoff. I think I need to be nose down a little bit more. Yeah, it's normally right in the middle where it says T and D. Okay, flaps. Let's go takeoff on flaps. Inertial separator is on. And we're gonna leave it on. Okay. Let's see see, is this where we're entering? We got one more. What is that? Alpha? That's Bravo 2. Oh no, is that Foxtrot only? Hey, that actually might be right. Wait, no, aren't we at the end of the runway? I think it's just our position is wrong here. That was Bravo 2, I'm pretty sure. So this should be Bravo 1 right in front of us. Yeah, there we go. Just need a second to update. Terrible weather in Melbourne. It's the best for the sim though. The sim just looks so good. The lighting looks so good with clouds. So I'm usually excited when there's crappy weather in the sim. All right, landing light is on, taxi light is off. High idle. Stop here and call up the tower.
Kalamazoo Tower, Cessna, November
All right.
1187 Lima. Ready
Pitot
for IFR
heat
departure runway
on.
35.
Generator low. Oh, we're just testing the pitot heat.
Cessna November 1187 Lima altimeter 29.908 wind 096 at tree. Cleared for takeoff runway tree 5.
Checking the anti-ice. Yep, that works. I'm watching the little our little meter, our little amp meter down here for the generator to make sure it goes up. It is. I tested that. Outside air temperature is like, what, 16 or something? Oh, it's 21. Okay, we do not need pitot heat for takeoff then. Ice protection not required.
Lima, please acknowledge.
Very warm. Okay, acknowledge takeoff
Cleared
clearance.
for takeoff runway tree 5 Cessna, November 1187.
Weather radar as required. We'll leave it off for now. Strobe light is on. Have a switch for that. Storm windows closed. Yeah, I didn't open any. High idle. Parking brake release. Okay, cool. Parking brake off. High idle. Props full forward. Clear for takeoff. Runway 35. And once we take off, we're going to turn a little bit to the east. So left hand turn to get on course, right? Oh no, hard right hand. Sorry, right hand turn to get on course. All right, high idle, inertial separators on. We got the Gabe with us. All right, let's go. And the winds are out of the right a little bit. It's like 4 or 5 knots from the right. There's 60. And this thing comes up so fast when there's like nothing in it. It's crazy. All right, we're over 95 knots. I can bring the flaps up already. Okay, heading bug is synced ahead.
Cessna 87 Lima contact departure on
All right, that's 500 feet.
Good day.
All right, let's put this on heading mode. Let's talk to
Going to
ATC.
121.2 Cessna 87 Lima.
Oh, 1212. 121.2. Transfer. Push to talk button.
Departure Cessna November 1187 Lima is passing 2,300 feet, climbing 10,000 feet.
I'm gonna trim us up a bit more. We're at like 120 knots, but our climb profile said 115, but our VUI is 105. All right, 29908, continue to FBC as planned. All right, let's make our right-hand turn. We're in GPS mode, so I could turn the autopilot on. And what's our climb rate? 1,100 feet per minute. Heading mode. Reset my selected altitude. That's annoying. We're supposed to go up to 10,000. Here we go. Let's go 1,000 feet per minute. Oh man, my torque is way too high. Oh no. I'm totally messing the engine up, aren't I? Oh no, I went full power. Never go full power. Oh no, I wonder what the engine says. Oh my god, 41%. Oh, I messed up so bad. No. I'm so used to just giving it full power on takeoff, or just a little less than full power and having like red lights flashing at me with the NXI, but I was just over the red line that entire time. Oh no. I wonder what's going to actually happen. It's engine condition 41%. I didn't mess up at all on the first flight. We were at 100% the whole time. Oh, I'm so bad. Alright, so let's go in nav mode, make our turnaround. Whoops. Rip engine. I'm pretty sure I can just, if I want to cheat, I can go in and just hit repair engine. You can also refill the oxygen here. And then, yeah, it'll show active failures. No active failures, but the engine is toast. I wrecked the engine. Alright, we're turning on the course soon. Let me set our... I always forget on this, you have to change the course needle here each time on the HSI. So 139. 139, I'll be right there. Hopefully that damage won't go into OnAir. Oh yeah, I'm not sure actually. Let's see here if I look at the flight data. Nothing here yet. But yeah, look at the power. I just had it maxed out. Oh no. I feel so bad. I'm sorry, engine. 10 degrees outside air temperature. I think it says pitot heat you put on under 6. And we're not... Oh yeah, we are getting a little... I think that... I can't tell if that's a little icing on the windshield. I don't see any on the wings. No, doesn't look like it. There's just like a little... I think I'm just noticing these little marks on the windshield once we... when we're in the clouds, just because it's such a solid color. It's just more noticeable. Oh, there's our traffic alert for Gabe, who's right... Where is he? I think he's right above us. Oh, he's right behind us there. He's at 7,000 feet already. We are at almost 7,000 feet. Climbing up to 10,000, which is what ATC assigned us. And yeah, desired track is 139. That's 139 right there. And GPS mode is on there. Nav mode is on here. GPS there. So it should be intercepting this course. See how it goes. Yeah, that damage is making me nervous. I'm not sure what it's going to do with the engine condition that low. Like if it's just going to... The engine is going to seize or something. I'm a little worried. And I feel like I have so much reading to do. If I want to fly this consistently, I have, you know, the manual for this thing is intense. There's just a ton of information about every single instrument, about just, yeah, they put so much work into this thing. It's crazy. I mean, the manual alone is really impressive. But yeah, it has all the checklists and everything in here too, and it's really cool that they put all these thorough checklists in the sim too. And it has emergency checklists too, so like here's the engine fire checklist. So it's just really useful. You don't have to tab out or print anything out or anything like that. Alright, we're almost at 9,000 feet. I'm going to turn the inertial separator off now. That'll increase our torque. Make sure we don't redline it. The engine has enough damage to it already. Alright, cool. It's turning us onto course right now. Beautiful. Let's see how Gabe's doing. right behind us. He's at 9,800. He's at almost at 10,000 right now. Keep the emergency checklist handy, yeah. True. All right, there we go. All right, we're on course. Nice. All right, so we're heading to, we just have one waypoint here, FBC. I forget what the name, what's the name of that VOR? Does it have it here? Oh yeah, Flag City. Vortac. And then to Sierra 24. Oh yeah, I forgot I can get all this info right from here too. Elevation 660 feet. Oh yeah, why am I not using the charts in here? I have, let me close Navigraph for now. I forgot I can bring up the airport charts right here on the GTN. What did they say to climb? Climb, maintain 15,000. All right.
Climb and maintain 15,000 feet, Cessna 87 Lima.
All right, climb and maintain 15,000. All right, we'll go up at right 800 feet a minute. This autopilot doesn't have a flight level change mode, so that's also something else to get used to. I mean, in the turbo prop, thankfully, we have a lot of power in this thing. So unless we're trying to climb at like 2,000 feet per minute or higher or something, we probably don't have to worry about the airspeed so much. Can go a little faster than this. Let's go 900. All right, they're passing us off to Chicago Center, 12755.
127.
Let's do that.
5 Cessna 87 Lima.
Okay, transfer. Okay, that's activated. Yeah, that screen is really small for the charts, yeah.
Chicago Center, American Tree 2.
Yeah, I would have to like zoom in like this or something. It is cool that you can do it though. But yeah. All right, they're talking to some American flight. We'll wait for them to finish. And we got this little warning light. Our cabin temp is low. So we'll go ahead and turn our bleed air back on. Do I need to, I wonder if I leave that off. Yeah, it's 49 degrees in here. Okay, bleed air is on, 50 degrees. It's going up. Okay, it went off again. So I guess 50 degrees is the threshold for cold. So if it's under 50 Fahrenheit, then it warns us. And then we have our little temperature here. I'll just leave it pointing straight up and see where that gets us. All right, do we check in yet? And we have to wait for United to... And they probably aren't going to reply. All right.
Chicago Center Cessna November 1187 Lima is passing 11,400 feet, climbing 15,000 feet.
United 2475 contact Cleveland Center on 120.45. Good day. Cessna November 1187 Lima, Chicago Center altimeter 29.907. Continue to Foxtrot Bravo Charlie.
All right, 2997.
Air Canada 5 for 9er contact.
Update that there. Update that over here.
Good day. Delta 1508 contact Cleveland Center on
I think that's right. And hit B to make sure. Yeah, that was right. So with the cap 140, with this autopilot, you have to, you can either hit B for the shortcut to automatically set all the altimeters in your plane. So that'll update this one, but if you want to set it manually, you have to hit this barrow button. And then it's in hectopascals by default. So if you press and hold barrow, you can change from HPA over to inches of mercury if you're flying in the US. So, and then you just use this knob here to change the values. So 2997. Otherwise, the autopilot will, it'll think you're at an altitude that you're not at when it's holding you. All right, where's Gabe at? Looks like Gabe's catching up. I'm gonna slow down a little bit. Actually, let's see here. If we want to do 1800 RPM, yeah, we could do some like 1800 and then keep our max torque as 1970. So our torque goes up as we decrease our prop RPM. So should actually wait. We're not quite up at 15,000 feet yet. But let me check what they say for cruise settings here. If they give any if there's some chart for recommended settings based on outside air temperature and altitude. Cruise, it just says, yeah, set for cruise CPOH. So where do we find that? Should be charged somewhere. This is about every, it's crazy. They have like descriptions for every single instrument on the panel. Flight dynamics, V speeds, engine limitations. What did I just say? Engine limitations? Max cruising speed. Yeah, they just have the maxes here. Starter limitations for the battery. I definitely had the battery on for more than 30 seconds after we landed. Or is that for us? For American. Man, there's so much traffic here. Alright, we're at 64 degrees now in the cockpit. Let me turn this a little higher. Let's turn it right near the T. See where that gets us. 65. You can see if we can get up to like 70 degrees. 70 to 75. Oh, that's cool. This has a day and a night mode. Oh, neat. Alright, we're about to hit 15,000 feet. We're at 1.4. Alright, let's turn the oxygen on. Climb and maintain 17,000 feet. Alright.
Climb and maintain 17,000 feet, Cessna 87 Lima.
We are still climbing. I know it's an altitude hold mode. There we go. Alright, back to vertical speed mode. 17,000 feet. 900 feet a minute. I already bury. Oh, don't you find the? Oh, you find them hard to read on a tiny screen. Yeah. We started in Illinois, just south of Chicago, but then we flew to Michigan, and now we're flying to Ohio. So we're gonna end up in Ohio at the end of this flight. Here's our. Yeah, this is our current flight plan. This is our route here. So we landed in Kalamazoo in Michigan. Now we're going over here to KS24 Sierra 24 over here, which is, I think this is in Ohio. Sandusky. We need to check that on Sky Vector. S24. Oh, I can't click on it. Just look it up in Sky Vector. S24, if it's in there. Yeah, near Fremont, Ohio. KMDW? Is that mid? Is that? Wait, is that Midway? What is MDW? Yeah, Chicago Midway. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, we're heading to this little airport in the northwest of Ohio. Public, open to public use. Assume we have no approaches here. What do we have? Oh, oh nice, we have an RNAV approach for 6 and 2-4. We have an LPV approach for both runways. Awesome. Oh, sorry, that wasn't showing on the screen. But there's an LPV approach for both runways here. Yeah, 6 and 2-4.
Exigent 562 contact Cleveland Center on 120.45. Good
Cool.
day.
Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, and you can just use touchscreen. I mean, that's not too bad. If I zoom in all the way, it's kind of cool. I could set a camera preset. I should probably do that. So I'll hit like Control Alt 2. And now I can just hit Alt 2, and that'll bring me right in here. So this isn't too bad. I mean, I can make out pretty much everything here. So yeah, they have looks like runways. What is this? This is for runway 6, so they have 6 and 2-4. So they have an LPV approach for both of them, so that's our favorite WAS approach with vertical guidance. Are we at 15,000? Or we're at 17,000 now, okay. Alright, so 17, so if we want, we can bring our RPM down to 6.7 or 1800. So here's 1800, and then our torque limit is 1970. So 1970 would bring us up to that red line. See how Gabe's doing. I think we've gotten a decent lead on Gabe just because I had it red lines killing my engine during takeoff. And what's the wind looking like? 23 knot headwind. Or it's not totally a direct headwind, but... Actually, wait, is this... Oh, wait, hold on. I'm wondering if this wind is relative to our heading or not. Relative to our bearing, or if it's based on the map. This isn't showing a 23 knot tailwind, is it? I'll have to learn about this because I'm not sure what this is showing us. Touchscreen GPS, yeah. There's another version of the GTN 750 that's out there that I haven't tried yet. Mainly because I paid for a lifetime version of this one, the lifetime license. But yeah, it's really nice that you can just click everything, click and drag. What did they say to us?
120.45
Oh, they're switching us off.
For Cessna 87 Lima.
120.45. What's really cool is it shows the name of the ATC, like the ATC identifier for some of them.
Cleveland Center, Cessna November 1.
Oh, it is a tailwind. So this is not, maybe if I put it in heading up mode or something, then it would change it. I can do that, right? Yeah, I'm in north up. Oh, yeah, that's why. So I was wrong about the wind when we were coming in for our last airport then. So I was looking at this as though it was relative to my bearing. So yeah, I can do track up, and now we'll see the wind. Yeah, we have a 24 knot tailwind. So in this case, like I generally use north up on my map because I want it to match the charts. And with the G1000, we have the wind indicator on the PFD is all relative to our heading, but here on the GTN, it's relative to the map, the orientation of the map. It looks like we don't have any weather either, or at least no precipitation. Maybe it's still loading, so I'll check on that in a minute. Alright, so we have a really nice tailwind. This is awesome. And we are 68 nautical miles. Let me turn on this highlight thing. This makes these little, the corner information, the data fields easier to read. It puts a little background on them. Cities, terrain. Yeah, if I turn off terrain, it's also easier. I'm not too worried with terrain since we're flying IFR. We'll be clear of everything. And then we can change all the fields here too. So this distance, I think this might be total distance. I want distance to waypoint. Okay, that is distance to waypoint, cool. Ground speed, our desired track, and then the wind. All right. All right, I haven't checked my cruise checklist, even though we've been cruising for a while. Oh yeah, taxi and landing lights. Turn my landing lights off. Keto heat on if less than 4 degrees. Whoops. Yep, we're at -7, so that's on now. I need to get better at following my checklist. It's like any real pilot is probably just like, oh man, I haven't touched your checklist since you took off. That's good. Ice protection, we don't need that right now. Signs are good. Oxygen is on because we're at 17,000 feet. Inertial separator has been off since shortly after takeoff. Actually, when we got above the cloud layers, I turned the inertial separator off. Prop between 16 and 19 and set for cruise. All right, so our next checklist, we don't run into any emergencies. Oh, I actually can't scroll down this window. Oh, there we go. Should be our descent checklist. All right, nice. Man, that's a nice tailwind. So, yeah, I don't know what we had before. Oh, the spam is back. Come on, Nightbot, get it. All right, 23 knot tailwind. Yeah, super nice. Yes, the bot. Good job, bot. All right, in the green, everything's in the green. Hopefully our engine hasn't gotten worse. We're still at 41%. All right. And I'm just gonna turn that to off. I have Nextrad turned on. It looks like we don't have any actual precipitation. Let me double check that it's on. Oh, it's off. I had it on and it showed nothing. Is anybody gonna go to that website? Yeah, good luck if you do. Nav light is on, landing lights off. Seatbelt sign, I guess, can go off. I wish I had a little ding or something, but it's just a Grand Caravan. We only have like 8 people in this thing. Well, actually, the seat configuration in this one looks like you can have a lot more. 12? 13, 14, including the pilot. There was something got recommended to me on Netflix. I think it was some new series, like limited time series on Netflix. I don't really watch much Netflix, but I had opened it, and the plot is like, you know, this woman goes traveling to escape. They go like see somebody. I won't give any spoilers or anything. I mean, it's whatever. It's a limited time series. I guess nobody's really worried about spoilers. Anyway, she was traveling to meet up with somebody somewhere remotely, and she hitches a ride with 2 guys in a Grand Caravan. So it was pretty cool though. I mean, they weren't flying for very long. It's a survival story of her like surviving the crash, but it was still cool to see the Grand Caravan in the series. I was like, hey, I know that, kind of. I forget. I think they had like all analog instruments like this too. It wasn't a glass cockpit or anything.
128.625, United 2236.
Now, let me slow down a little for Gabe. Go down to 1600 on torque. And I haven't played around with this yet, so we can, let's see, if we set our outside air temperature here. We can see our true airspeed, our estimated true airspeed by rotating this. So I think, I can't tell, is this right here up where it says pressure? I'm just supposed to set the temperature, right? Degrees in Celsius. I'll have to learn more about this too. But yeah, I'll have to, you can turn this to figure out your estimated true airspeed based on the, I assume, it says pressure altitude. Yeah, based on the outside air temperature, right? Or like -6 or something. Anyway, it's gonna, here's our ground speed. Actually, I could just cross-check it with this if we can turn on true airspeed on the fields here. I mean, this won't have true airspeed, will it? I think it'll only give us our ground speed.
128.625 for United 228.
Yeah, only ground speed is available on this.
127.55, United 110.
Anyway, where are we heading now? Missed Kalamazoo. Yeah, landed in Kalamazoo. Now we're headed to the east to Ohio. We're going to Sandusky County. Hey, there's a plane out there. Oh, there was a plane out there. There it is. Oh, there's one right there too. I hope they fix this too where I can zoom in and see the lights of the plane. Like, as I zoom in, it's actually harder to see those lights. But I don't know if you guys can make this out on whatever you're watching on, but there's a plane right there, and there's one right down here too. Getting some good live traffic in, even though we don't have the multiplayer traffic of everybody that's on the non-beta version of the game right now. And this is so pretty. This is running real time too right now, so it's 7:19 in the Midwest right now, I think, 7:19 p.m. Just looks so awesome. Let's check the, yeah, they did reduce the speed of the drone camera. So that's the patch that went out a couple days ago, one of the changes they made. They had moved the speed of the drone camera up to 200 by default, which makes it super fast. I actually didn't like that either. Now they turned it back to 30, so that's nice.
Delta 2677 contact Cleveland Center on 128.625.
Oh man, I feel like I've been flying like for a really long time. Let's see, the stream has been up for 2 hours and 50 minutes. It feels like a lot longer than that. Just because, yeah, my brain is like fried from just thinking of the analog way now. I'm just so used to the G1000. It's kind of embarrassing how used to it I am, where I just like, everything feels so much easier.
1187 Lima, requesting vector to next waypoint.
Oops, I hit 1 by accident to request a vector. Yeah, I think I'll also just keep this turned off. I'll just use the, I don't really need the 430, so I can just turn it off. We just have our nav. It just turns it into a little radio, a second radio down here. All right, and I also want to learn to use the 750 more. Okay, let's acknowledge. We're just on our GPS route anyway.
Continue to Foxtrot, Bravo, Charlie,
yeah, so here I can just go to
on course Cessna 87 Lima.
the airport info here and just find a bunch of info. So we can just look up the data for the weather. Okay, no weather data is available.
128.625 for Cessna 87 Lima.
Alright, they're switching our frequency again. No Tims. Yeah, we have all the frequencies here. Here are the runways. Yeah, 06 and 24. We know we have the 2 approaches.
Is at flight level 330, descending 10,000 feet. American 2661.
And then we have all of our charts. So they'll probably give us one of these approaches, either RNAV for 6 or RNAV for 24, mattering the weather.
Cleveland Center, Cessna November.
We just landed in San Diego.
Cessna November 1187 Lima, Cleveland Center altimeter
2996 on the altimeter. Alright, just press B to update that.
87 Lima, you are 59 miles west. Descend and maintain 7,000 feet. Expect vectors. Visual runway 6 approach.
Alright, vectors for runway 6.
Lima, descend and maintain 2,700 feet.
Oh, okay. 2,700 feet.
Descend and maintain 2,700 feet. Expect vectors. Visual runway 6 approach Cessna 87 Lima.
Alright, Gabe, we're starting our descent. Not sure what instructions Gabe got. We'll see. He's at 17,300 feet. Alright, so we are leaving 17,000. We're going all the way down to 2,700 feet. And they said to expect vectors for a visual approach for runway 6. I think in VR this would be really cool, but whenever I use VR, whenever you need to read something like this, like I have to lean so far in virtually, like, you know, towards the panel to make out anything. Okay, so yeah, we'll be runway 6. The final approach course for runway 6 is 067. They're giving us a visual approach though, so we're not going to do this. I don't think you can do a visual approach with the GTN, unlike with the NXI. The NXI, you can set up a visual approach for any runway in the database. Oh, you can create and import waypoints. That's cool. I haven't used the 750 for a while. All right, so we're gonna be, yeah, heading the opposite direction. We're gonna be almost lined up with the opposite runway as the one we're landing on. So we're gonna end up like circling around to land on runway 6. Or do they have 6 and 24? Oh no, this isn't north up. Oops. This, it not being north up confuses me quite a bit. All right, so here's north up. So actually, we are going to be lined up with runway 06 basically. Because let's see if we look at our flight plan. Let me change this back to north up, or heading up. I mean. Whoops, flight plan. So yeah, we're at 065 for our. That's pretty much perfect. 065, and I think it said 064 was the runway heading. So it's just within 1 degree. So if I go back to charts here, I can just see the runway heading for 6 is 067. So we'll be a few degrees off, 2 degrees off. We'll be 065. So 2 degrees off, but yeah, we're going to be pretty much lined up with the runway just based off this flight plan. All right, double check our speed. We're good here. I had pulled back the torque a bit for the descent. I mean, we could keep the speed up as long as we don't overspeed and destroy the plane. Kip, when you fly the Airbus, and I don't know when that's going to happen. Hear your pilot soundboard. I remember setting that up. Yeah, I had like passenger screaming sounds and stuff. I don't even have a... Well, I guess I could do... I have a little stream deck, that Elgato stream deck thing. I could actually set it up on there. Surprised you garnered much knowledge of this sim and airplane. My boy is learning. Don't cry, Squatch. Yeah, I have a decent number of hours in this. I don't think I have a total hour count, but my logbook's at, I think I'm around 600 hours in the logbook. So I mean, it probably is almost double that for time in the sim itself, maybe more. All right, nothing is showing up on Nextrad still.
Delta 1625 contact Cleveland Center on 135.1. Good day.
All right, we are at 14,000 feet. 13.8 right now. How's our oxygen looking? There we go. Control 5 gets me up here. All right, we're still in the green on our oxygen. I think we can actually turn that. We could probably turn that off right now. I could wait till 10,000 feet. I'm gonna turn landing lights on just so I don't forget. Pitot heat is still on. Outside air temperature is 0. So we'll leave that on. And let's bring up the rest of the descent checklist. Yeah, pitot heat is on. Ice protection not needed. We'll see if anything ices up. It says there's no precipitation here. Oh, we got a little bit to the right. Yeah, a little bit to the east now. But nothing on our path, on our route. So that's off. Smoking and seatbelt signs are off still. Just put the seatbelt sign on. Oh, that's cabin lights. Seatbelt on. Smoking. Yeah, sure. Everybody can keep smoking. That's fine. Prop is good. Power lever I did reduce. Before landing. Okay, fuel selectors. Yeah, we'll need inertial separator on before landing. It's pretty incredible. I also shouldn't surprise me since you played Farming Simulator and Trucking Simulator for a good amount of time. Those games were really fun, yeah. It's hard to not take a flight sim seriously, though. I mean, for me, I feel like, yeah. When I played like those other sim games, I just did it for fun, not to be serious about it. But man, some people do, right? Like, there's people that play Euro Truck Simulator. They have the whole like. I think you can buy all sorts of peripherals for all those sims, like whether it's like farming sim, you can buy peripherals that look like the actual like controls for the equipment you use. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. great. Wasn't, I thought Real Sim Gear was making, were they making a touchscreen? I'm pretty sure they have a GTN 750 touchscreen, but I think it was only compatible with X-Plane. I could be wrong. It would be really cool to have a touchscreen like this in real life, like have the actual hardware for this to use with a sim. That would be crazy. 1,000 hours in Euro Trucks, awesome. 1,600 hours on Battlefield 1.
Delta 2075 contact Indianapolis Center on 128.075. Good day.
128075? Is that for us? Oh, it's Delta. Alright, 3 degrees outside air temperature. We're going down to 2,700. We're still at 11,300 right now.
Good day.
9 miles until we turn to the left. I was going to say to the west, but because I'm in north up mode, it's not going to be west. See how Gabe's doing. Oh, Gabe caught up. Nice. Right on our tail. And the Kodiak looks so good. I like the Grand Caravan a lot, but the Kodiak just looks awesome. Oh, DayZ. I haven't played DayZ in so long. DayZ was such a fun game. Like the adrenaline rushes you get in that game are insane. Was that for us? I always miss. This is why I can't do VATSIM. I would miss like every call out. All right, we're 87 Lima is our tail number. Easy hours to eat up on DayZ. I haven't played in so long. I'll watch streamers play it every now and then. Like I watch Lyric pretty regularly, and Summit was playing for a while. It's a lot of fun to watch that game too. They just always get into silly situations. All right, 1351 for Cleveland Center. Good day.
Going to 135.1 Cessna 87 Lima.
There we go.
Cleveland Center Cessna November.
Wait, did we meet in
117
DayZ,
Lima,
Squatch?
0,000 feet, descending 2,000.
Oh my god, how long ago was that?
Cessna November 1187 Lima, Cleveland Center altimeter 29.9.
Only game that gets my heart going. 299er5. Alright, update. I wish these had a little digital readout somewhere, like a little separate panel. I know you can turn the tooltips on to get it. I don't know how these work in real life. I don't think these actually are like, they don't click when you turn them, right? I think it's just like, I think it's like a smooth, it's like smoothly, like it's like a linear knob. It doesn't like click between the settings, I don't think. I don't know, maybe some of them do.
Cessna 87 Lima traffic is 2 o'clock 4 miles at 5,600 feet generic. Report them in sight.
2 o'clock. Oh, right over there. I cannot see that though.
Generic 2 Mike Alpha traffic in sight.
Oh, while I was streaming DayZ, yeah. 2014 or 15? Yeah, something like that. That sounds about right. Alright, so we're going to be pretty much on course to land it on runway 6 here. Let's look up the airport info again. Elevation is 660, so we'll want about 1,700 for our traffic pattern. So we'll go down 1,000 feet from here to get to traffic pattern altitude. And then the runway info, 5,400 foot runway. Doesn't know what type of runway it is though. Usually it'll say hard or turf or grass here, hard surface, but it doesn't say anything. So we check back. I think I pulled that up. Over here, what kind of? Okay, it says asphalt. So hopefully it's hard surface in the sim as well.
Good day.
All right, and the weather is just behind us here.
Going to 128.625 generic 2 Mike Alpha.
All right, and this little curve is showing where it predicts we'll be at our target altitude of 2,700 feet. 33 miles out, so this is like, we'll still be about, would you say, half the distance there? We'll probably be like 16, 17 miles out once we get to 2,700 feet. All right, going into the clouds now. 8 degrees Celsius outside, so we can actually turn the pitot heat off. It says under 6 to turn it on. All right, then before landings checklist is seatbelt secure. Yes, fuel is on. Oxygen off. Yeah, I should turn that off. Up here. Inertial separator as required. I will turn that on. I don't think we need it unless we're in severe icing. Condition lever is high idle. Yes, prop full forward. It's not right now, but it will be. No flaps yet. We'll disconnect the autopilot. All right. And then landing, full flaps. Beta after we land, so that puts the prop in reverse. Brakes is required. And idle on the power before we're at 25 knots. So I guess that means we need to leave beta mode when we get to 25 knots on our airspeed, so we don't, yeah, we just basically anticipate stopping. No smoking sign off. Correct. All right, we are at 6,700 feet. We're still descending down for 2,700. 28 miles out. 160-ish knots, 155 knots. Just let them smoke, yeah. Yeah, no problem. We're just gonna break any FAA regulations. Turn the cabin lights on for them so they can see they're smoking. And this is great, landing right around sunset. It's like perfect timing. Just taking rips in the back. All right, 26 miles. We only have 2 knots from the right side. Just barely any wind. Let's just listen to the ATIS. Actually, there is no ATIS available, right? The nearest one is over here. Mansfield. Let's see what the weather says here. 299er. Wind is 080 at 5 knots over there. I mean, that's 47 miles from us though, so yeah, we unfortunately don't have any weather available here, but they did assign us runway 6, so hopefully they know something. I think we can see it right there. All right, 2,700 feet. We're at 55 right now. Let's check on our Gabe. Gabe is right on our tail. Yeah, I assume this is it right here. Yeah, we are a couple degrees off, so just as planned, we're gonna need to swing around to the left a little bit. All right, we're at 5,000 feet. So we're gonna level off at 2,700. Oh, I didn't report traffic not in sight. That was from forever ago. I wonder if it's been stuck there, not talking to us because of that. Oh yeah, Toledo. So I think, yeah, I think it was like stuck there because I never replied to them about that traffic like 20 minutes ago.
For Cessna 87 Lima.
All right, 126.1.
Toledo approach Cessna November 1187 Lima is passing 4,600 feet, descending 2,700 feet.
Cessna November 1187 Lima Toledo approach altimeter 29.995. Continue as planned.
All right, 2995. I'm just gonna hit my shortcut. I think that's what it was already. All right, our landing lights were already on. Our strobe is on already. Pitot heat is off. 13 degrees outside, so yeah, we're good. All right, 2,700 feet. We're at 4,000 right now. Passing 4,000. And I'm gonna want to switch to heading mode. What did I say the runway was? 0. Oops, not here. Let's just look at the chart again. Chart 067 is the final approach course, so that'll be our runway heading 067. So we could actually just use OBS mode here. Whoops, let's go to heading mode. Okay, OBS mode and dial in 067. I think I just dialed in using the course selector here, right? Yep, there we go. So we just turn this to 067. There we go, and then we'll go back to nav mode. All right, so 067 is our course for that runway. So I just looked it up using, even though there is an instrument approach for this, they're having us just fly visually because the weather's great, so. And then make sure this is on 067. Yeah, 067 should be right there. All right, so it's gonna line us up right with it. We're at 2,900 feet, so we're almost at 2,700. It's gonna level us off there. Traffic pattern altitude will be roughly 1,700. That gives us 1,000 feet. And airport elevation is about 700 feet. We can turn some of these lights down a little bit. All right, there it is right up there. I've never done OBS mode. Yeah, so OBS, it simply lets you override the course that you're flying to the active GPS waypoint. So when I hit OBS, and then in this case, I had to turn my course knob over here on the HSI for this specific plane. But yeah, it just changes the track that we're flying. So instead of flying directly to it, we're telling it we want to fly on a track of 067. So we just dial in the runway heading. So it gives us this really long, extended runway heading, basically. So this magenta line is the runway, as far as we're concerned. And the nav mode will still line up with it, just like it does any other GPS course. All right, report runway in sight. Can do that.
Maintain present heading and altitude Cessna 87 Lima.
All right, and we are 11 miles out, so I'm gonna want to get down to 1,700 feet. Just gonna start that descent. Report runway in
Cessna
sight.
87 Lima. I have the runway in sight.
Cessna 87 Lima, you are 11 miles southwest of Sierra 24. Maintain present heading and altitude.
Acknowledge.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Cessna 87 Lima.
All right, Gabe is right over here. All right, we're gonna tune traffic, announce our position. We'll just say we're on final.
Sierra 24
We're like 10 miles out.
Cessna November 1187 Lima is on final runway 6 to land.
All right, let's turn the inertial separator on. That's gonna drop our torque a little bit, so I need to add a little bit if I want to maintain speed. But I don't, I'm gonna slow down. All right, we're 9.2 miles out. Yeah, we're pretty much lined right up. There's the runway right there. There's 4 reds because we are already descending. Going down to 1,700 feet. All right, I'm starting to slow down, just get within flap range. That's at 120 knots, a little more than 120 knots. 125 to put our flaps, full flaps down. gonna make it a little more shallow of a descent. We're kind of getting low already. Yeah, we got 4 reds on the Pappy there, so we'll just use those to guide us down once we get close enough to see them a little more clearly. I don't have to zoom in with binocular eyes. Alright, we're in flap range now. Alright, landing lights are on. Let's look at the rest of the checklist. Yep. Prop is full forward. We're in high idle. Inertial separators on. Landing lights are on. Oxygen I already turned off. Fuel is obviously on. People are still allowed to smoke, and then we'll turn the autopilot off once we get close enough. And we're at about 120 knots, so we can put our flaps down when we want to. Wind is 12 knots from the front right. So we have a little bit of a crosswind, a little bit of a headwind, so we'll need to keep the nose slightly right to stay aligned with the runway once we turn autopilot off. And outside air temperature is 18 degrees. We have our pitot heat off, icing systems are off, all that. Do I see 1 white on the Pappies? Nope. Still 4 red. I'm just gonna wait until I see white. Alright, I'm gonna get 1 notch of flaps down. Yeah, ATC did say to maintain altitude, but they're not gonna give us another instruction, so if we maintained altitude, we're not gonna be able to land. But yeah, I started descending. We're only 4 miles out though, so there's 1 light on the Pappies right now. Alright, flaps are down. That's 1 white. Waiting for the second white. Alright, there's 2 white right there. So I'm going to disconnect. Start our descent. Still see red and white on the Pappies, so that's good. Yeah, we have 13 knot wind from the front right, so just need to make sure to keep the nose pointed to the right into the wind. Alright, we're 4 white, so I'm too high. I'm pulling more power out. $2.5 miles. Pretty much idle right now on the power because we're too high. Airspeed's pretty good. We're at 80 knots right now. We're just a little too high. Alright, there's 1 red. That's good. Need 1 more red to get back on that descent profile. The magical Pappies. Alright, we need 2 red and 2 white to be on it. Alright, 1,100 feet. Touchdown's around 680, I think. 1,000 feet. So about 400 feet above, 300 feet above. Alright, there's 2 red, that's good. Adding a little power. Three red, adding more power. A lot more power. 4 red. Oh. Coming down way too fast. Alright, 1 white. Okay, pulling it to idle. Getting ready to go in reverse once we touch down. Okay, reverse. I always end up a little right. Don't sink. Alright, I'll turn the taxi light on just because I can't see anything. Gabe's right behind us. He's got his flashing, his like strobe landing lights on. Alright, let's exit right up here. At another untowered airport. Hey, aviation. Yep, about to finish up here. Just finishing the second flight. Alright, made it. That was pretty smooth too. Feels good. Alright, I'm gonna leave a little room for Gabe there. Alright, parking brake on. Low idle. Landing light off. Strobe off. Keep the inertial separator off for now.
Is clear of the runway.
I'll announce on. Oh, wait, was that us?
Is clear of the runway.
Oh, it did that automatically? Alright. After landing, there we go. Flaps up. Okay, done. Pitot heat was already off. Ice protection was already off. Strobes are off. Taxi is on. Landing lights are off. I'm in low idle. Yep, weather radar is off. Inertial separator is still on. Alright, let's go find somewhere to park. We made it, Gabe. Gabe has just been on it the whole time. This is great. Yeah, got a two-person, got our two-person around the world group started. I do want to see if I can go over. It'd be cool to cross the Atlantic. That would be awesome. All right, where's the parking here? I think that's a plane to the right. You need to turn the landing light back on. I can't see anything. Oh yeah, here's our ground crew guy right here. This will be fine. All right, parking. Parking brake is on. All right, shut down. Parking brake set. Avionics off. Let's turn our flashlight on. All right, avionics off. Oops, let me reset this checklist. There we go. Standby alternator off. Fuel boost pump off. Heat and AC. Bleed air right there off. Idle. Feather the prop. I'll have to set that up later so I can do that little feather detent myself. Condition cut off. There's more steps than that. Yeah, feather cut off, exterior lights off. Okay, yep, those are all off. Battery switch off. Fuel selectors. All right, both off. Oxygen was already off. Inertial separator off. All right, page complete. Sweet. Flashlight off. Now we're in total darkness. Made it. What kind of GPU and CPU? I have 3080, the Founders Edition 3080. And what's my CPU? 5900X? I think it's the AMD 5900X, I'm pretty sure. The 12-core one. Whew, alright. Man, my brain is kind of fried. Alright, we landed. Very smooth landing. 0.09 meters per second. What is that? 0.09 meters per second is 16 feet per minute, roughly. That's very soft. And they were smoking the whole time we came down. Alright, sweet. Whew. Alright, that was fun. Alright, so we went from Illinois to Ohio. We're now in Ohio here at Sandusky County Regional Airport. So next stream we'll start from here and continue east. I think I'll keep flying the analog Caravan for now. It's pretty awesome. It's definitely getting I need to get used to it. I haven't flown like steam gauge stuff for a while since I've been so much in the NXI world. But that was pretty fun. Even though I destroyed the engine this time, it said it was at like 41%. The engine didn't fail completely, so that's good. Needed to mask the engine smoking, yeah. Yeah, the engine was not happy at all. Alright, that was fun. Gabe, Wingman Gabe, thanks for following along again on both flights. That was awesome. Yeah, man, I just love the look of the Kodiak compared to the Grand Caravan's pretty cool, but the Kodiak just, I don't know, it has so much more character to it. And I just love how the Kodiak looks. Look at that, we made it. Beautiful. Oh, Gabe has disappeared. Yep. Oh, you know, he's still there. Yeah, that was super fun. Thanks for flying along again, Gabe. And it will be nice in on the 23rd, Sim Update 10 is coming out, so everybody will be on Sim Update 10. So hopefully we can get a little bigger crew going once everybody's on the, you know, there's no more beta versus non-beta world. So if you guys want to fly along next time, yeah, you'll have to be on the beta up until the 23rd, but on the 23rd, everybody will be on the same server again. So it'll be great. All right, everybody, thanks so much for watching. It was a cool 3.5 hour stream. That's pretty much my limit, I think. I'm gonna go eat a super late lunch. It's almost 6 o'clock here in the evening, so it's more like an early dinner, I guess. So thanks for hanging out as usual. Squatch, good to see you, dude. Chris, Hampton, Ron, once again, Gabe, thanks for flying along. And I'll see you guys in the next stream. Have a good rest of your weekend or night or day, wherever you are. See you guys next time. Oh, and if you want the Grand Caravan, the analog one, it's linked in the video description. It is payware. It's on the Just Flight site. It's like, it was like $30 US, I think, so. Yeah, it is payware, but it's pretty awesome. If you want that steam gauge goodness in the Grand Caravan, it's pretty sweet. Come visit KMTN. I'll have to see where that is, if it's convenient. Otherwise, I'm just flying east, headed to the Atlantic. All right, yeah, I'll see you guys on Discord too. All right, have a great night. See ya.